Dungeon Rollers is where 5 of the bravest people in the land come together to solve the biggest puzzles known to man.
Like Minesweeper.
Like, shut up! That was a good idea.
Stream Deck. Yay! Stream Deck worked.
You didn't test that beforehand?
Oh no, it did. I swapped it to Please Wait, and then I just went to swap it to back to D&D, and it just the button didn't work. The button didn't want to work.
Okay, I have an honest question. Tell me you guys did not at least enjoy on some level playing Minesweeper in D&D.
Oh no, I told you how much I enjoyed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Minesweeper was very good fun.
See, so don't knock it. Anyway, today we are joined by Maddie, played by Ample Sai. We have
Fitzgerald side.
we have Zelfana, played by Zoe.
Or do we?
We have Zilk, played by Trip, aka AAA Games.
Hey there. Also AAA Gaming.
There we go. Yuzaria, played by Turk.
Hi.
And Yuzaria's Dragon. And Idris, played... Idris, played by the one, the only person I know who cannot roll above a 10, Deirdre.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Mr. Dietor Productions!
The namesake of this. Anyway, who wants to do a quick overview of what happened last time?
We played Minesweeper.
There was more than that.
Well,
there
we
was a
met
lot of
fucking
lore
Queen.
that happened.
No, Amp ran off alone. Sorry, Maddie ran off alone, followed by Zil. And then, conveniently, the dragon they went that way. So Zelthana and Yuzara went that way, and I went, fuck it, I'm going that way as well.
However, before that, there was a huge amount of lore.
And after.
Before and
Yeah.
after, yeah. Does anybody remember the lore, though? That's the important part.
I do.
All right.
But I want to see if someone else does, because I've done the other recaps.
I remember the law that happened after.
I didn't
Well,
write it.
initially is when we finally escaped the funny little kobold dungeon.
Yes.
Uh,
I
It
shook
took
my
3 sessions.
shiny brass dome
Oh wait,
out.
was that the same session?
Escaped
Yeah.
is a bit of a strong word though, because we were immediately
Apprehended.
escorted by a fleet of guards into a castle where we were interrogated and ended up handing over a magical black orb, which we later learned is very powerful.
To
And-
the BBEG.
Yeah.
F7.
To the person who we've now learned is like controlling the kingdom. Not
Listen,
exactly
I
from the shadows, but
tried.
basically from the shadows.
So hard to keep it from him.
Oh no, we literally tried everything possible.
We stitched.
Yeah.
We had so many detours over time. I tried to lie that it wasn't there. We tried to put it in the dragon's mouth. We tried to pick the keys from one of the
We
guards.
tried to trip people over, and
So
gave
many
them
things happened,
concussion.
and none of them worked.
F7 brings up y'all almost got killed in a hall someone failed miserable at stealing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't actually fail that bad. It was a 7, which is slightly above average. Slightly below average, sorry.
Alright, so basically, the other thing they found out was that the black orb that they found is a set of 4, or part of a set of 4, that can create a powerful weapon called the Realm's Hope. And they went into a dungeon. They met the queen secretly. And they went into a dungeon built by a wonderful and brilliant trapmaster who had them play Minesweeper.
Yep.
And
And we
Bad
blew up
lad.
once.
now, just to catch up the audience here, during the long rest, or the week, the group did end up going back to town and taking 2 days. The first was traveling back. They slept all night. And then once they got into town, they were able to shop a little bit, and then they slept. And they're waking up in the local inn, the Prancing Donkey.
They're waking up
No,
to
that's not
ash
what it
and
was
dust.
called. I was gonna say dancing queen.
There,
Sorry.
Dio, there are more than one inn in this city. It's a huge metropolis. Like,
Okay, so that is just very similarly named. Is that why?
it's
You went for the
it's
wrong
a
one?
franchise. Okay, it's a franchise establishment. Okay, so y'all wake up, and Idris is the last. Everybody is in the common room, just kind of milling around, kind of sitting, eating breakfast, as Idris comes down the stairs.
Idris, I have ice in the water here.
As
Call
you
back.
just walked down
Holy
the
shit,
stairs,
there's ice
you
in
see
the
him,
water?
Gently like massaging his shoulder a little bit. I mean, he's not entirely sure why. He feels pain a little bit. Sees the group of you sat at the table eating breakfast and kind of calls over and says, "Hey, guys, have you been having like really bad dreams the past couple of nights? I've had a couple at this place. Really weird. I don't like it."
I'm glad
Clarification
you're
point.
saying this.
Clarification point. You only just last night you had nightmares.
No, but I had the other dream that I haven't explained to everyone yet.
Oh yeah. But they weren't consecutive nights.
Oh.
Yeah.
He just doesn't pay attention.
To be fair, you're under the estimation that Idris has a grasp on the concept of time.
That's very true.
Yeah. So, yeah, he just kind of sits at the table with everyone and kind of goes, well, the first one, now, it's been a couple of days, I think, and I don't remember it all anymore, but there were kobolds like we'd smashed before, and then one of them jumped at me with a big, like, lightning storm coming out of his chest, and then when I put him on the floor, the next time I hit someone with my axe, I did lightning damage. I'm very confused. I don't know what's going on with it. And then last night I had a really bad dream, and I think there were storms again, but I don't know. And then I just woke up feeling like stiff and sore, and I don't like it.
I don't like
Well,
it.
that
I
is.
don't like it. I respect it, honestly. Valid.
Sorry.
Love
So,
that character choice.
I can honestly say I've not had any dreams of that kind, mostly because I don't really dream like you people do. But that's a different thing. By stiff and sore, do you mean like the bed was too small for you, or like is it like a body pain, a head pain? Because like I can heal physical injuries, but like if it just got a sore back, I'm not sure I should bother.
It's hard to explain, but I just feel a bit weaker. Like I won't be able to take as like many hits. I don't like it.
At this point, Zilk would like to do a medicine check to see how our buddy Idris is doing.
Sure, I
Wow,
was muted.
Matt.
Yes.
Could I
Well-
assist in that, since I have proficiency in medicine?
Whilst,
can.
could I just interrupt very quickly? Zelthana, oh, very nice. Zelthana, would, oh, my fucking brain isn't working, sorry. Zelthana said, I think I had a dream like that as well. I think some of my strength has left.
Zilk got a dirty 20 for the medicine check.
So Idris, what's the best way to describe this? Idris looks haggard, like hasn't slept in 3 days. Haggard. It's just like a almost like a haunting look, like I'm never going to forget what just happened type deal. Definitely worse for wear.
But is Zoka able to find anything medically wrong with any medical symptoms that would point to this cause?
Not medical.
Okay. Well, buddy, other than the fact you seem like your body hasn't given you a good night's sleep in a hot minute, you have nothing physically wrong with you that I can find. And if it's, especially given the fact Zelthana here just mentioned a similar affliction, I'm more inclined to... This sounds more arcane than a bad back or some fatigue.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be any use. The only way I know to sort problems out is this, and he just indicates the axe strapped to his back. As he does, there's probably a tiny, like, it's like a static shock, but as he kind of points and gets close to the tip of the axe, like a bolt of lightning jumps from his fingertip into the axe head. He doesn't notice, because of course he doesn't. But yeah, so this little bolt of lightning just jumps across.
Idris
Matty kind of double takes between Idris and Zilk. Like, y'all seeing this?
Yeah, I feel like with something that obvious, it'd be like one of those look into the camera moments where like, you saw that, right?
But
Would an Arcana check, would I be able to see if Aegis is
Nothing.
cursed with that? Or
Yeah,
something
Yes.
like that?
yes, she
Zilk
was.
was actually about to ask for help seeing with one of the arcanists of the party to give him a look over for anything arcane. So
The
that's a good
Arcanist.
plan.
I would like to do that, if that's okay.
You
Zilk
can.
will offer you the help action in doing so.
So that
Sometimes
means I
we'll
roll
still
twice,
next-
right?
Yes.
Cool. Whoop. Whoop. 14 is the higher one.
Okay, so I want to double check on this. Cool. You can tell that it is arcane in nature. You can tell this is not a ranged arcane spell. And
Okay.
you do not sense any type of curse on Idris.
Okay. Okay. So I think I would say to the group, it's not a curse, and it wasn't ranged. Was that the other thing?
Yes, correct.
And it's not ranged.
So like an up close sipping almost. Like a
Yeah.
like
I
a
think I am
tasting.
afflicted with the same thing.
You can do an arcane check
I,
on yourself.
Oh, I don't know if that would work because I am magical. I half expected to do that on myself when you just say, "Yep, you're magical."
I mean, you can do an arcane check on yourself because the difference is that you know exactly what your brand of magic is. You know
Right,
what that
does make
is.
sense. All right, I'll do that then. I'm gonna check myself.
Anybody giving help?
Check
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, I
check
can give help.
myself. 15.
Okay, so you know it didn't come from this plane, but a plane that interacts with this plane.
Okay.
Yeah. Do
The
you
source
voice
of
this
it-
aloud?
Yeah, I'd say the source is not from this plane, but from one that affects ours.
Zilk lets out a hearty sigh, sets down their coffee. Son of a bitch.
Oh.
So
I- Don't like that either.
I do.
would we like to take this discussion upstairs, perhaps? Somewhere more private. I don't want any listening ears.
Zelthana starts walking upstairs.
Yeah.
Like-
let's adjourn to the room, one of the rooms we stayed in, so we can have a meeting without anyone, without the likelihood of someone listening into this.
I'd like to know what Aegis's room looks like.
I'm also curious.
There's
know
just
what?
scorch marks from
So would
lightning
I
everywhere.
would like to know what.
Carpet is wet.
Can we
It's
go
raining in there.
Can we go to Aegis's room?
And I do want to clarify for chat, the sound alerts are not active. You can still redeem them, but they're not active while Dungeon Rollers is going on. Okay. Now that that's over with.
Somehow, even though we're all going to Idris's room, Idris is the last one there because he was kind of fumbling with something in his bag. And as he walks into the room, it's a bit of a confusing sight because obviously all of you are crowded in there, and Idris just kind of walks in, like, not menacingly because he doesn't mean it like that, but because he's
God damn it,
Idris,
I want to
and
so
he's
bad.
just brandishing a dagger as he walks into the room.
Roll an intimidation check, please.
Okay. Uh-oh. 11 plus 2, 13.
Okay. Nobody, like, there's kind of that hesitation for everybody, like, whoa, oh, it's just Idris.
And then, obviously, as he gets in there, kind of realizes what's going on. So does that little thing where he flicks the knife up and catches the blade, and kind of turns to Zilk and goes, I just wanted to say thank you for helping me there, and as a sign of good faith and friendship, and just kind of hands the hilt of this dagger to Zilk.
I am leaving something up to chat. Chat, we're getting you involved.
Oh god.
Do we do an acrobatics check for Idris?
Chat, please.
I feel like that'd be more sleight of hand, but also DM rule.
I'm using
I mean,
acrobatics.
it's the same. It's the same fucking roll.
Yeah.
I mean,
Chat has voted yes, so please make
Yes!
an acrobatics
fucking
roll.
damn it.
Yeah.
19.
Alright, so you flip it up, it flips 3 times in the air, and you're able to catch it just behind the tip of the blade.
Wow. That's the coolest thing Aegis has ever done.
Right?
In his
You roll
entire
19.
life.
Just has ever rolled.
You roll 19 now and come to combat, it'll be 3, 4, 5.
One.
Well, I appreciate this gift. You're a good guy, Idris, and that's why I'm willing to divulge some of my secrets to you all to help us out.
Aww.
Oh.
I'm dying.
Zilka's,
I'm not dying.
I mean, you're kind of dying. That's what we're working to figure out, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Zilka
that's just
actually,
in character. Zelthana just starts choking on her own spit.
to kind of make this dagger special, while Zoka's talking, I want to use shape water to kind of like decorate it with some ice
Cool. Do
to
it.
kind of match with Idris's elementaliness that he's got going on lately. So while Zoke's doing that, he's gonna go on his little ramble. So there is a place that is connected to this plane, but sort of inverted in some aspects and completely different in others. We call it the Feywild. It is
You
where...
see like a light bulb go off in Maddie's brain.
Yeah, I was meaning to have this talk with you, Maddie, when we got the opportunity. The opportunity hadn't happened yet. But in this other plane resides 2 groups of creatures. Fey that are seelie and unseelie. They are fundamentally opposed to each other. They follow different packs of beliefs and ideas and rules. Neither one is good or bad inherently, but good and bad reside on both sides. I grew up there, in the Feywild. As a kid, I stumbled in there, and I got lost for a while. I don't know where my family are or anything like that. I got adopted by a group of druids, and I lived with them the rest of my life until now. But in there reside creatures, abominations that shouldn't exist but do. And I had a meeting with a friend of mine who lives there. We call him Aerther. That's not his name. Do not give any of these things your name, just like my name is not Zilk. And they warned me that the queen of the how do you word it exactly? It's been a few days. That a threat was coming for us from there. At least that was the implication. He's cryptic as always. He's a good chap, but he likes to keep his secrets secret until he doesn't have to anymore. And I'm thinking that we have found what he was trying to tell me about. I previously thought we had a good amount of time. I am no longer under that impression that we have enough time.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mwah. Ow. Sorry.
So is this a matter of it's coming to us or we go to it?
Well, it seems that it has already come to us.
So what do we do about this?
That's up to you guys. I'm not sure exactly what threat it is. They didn't give me specifics. But judging on the symptoms, there aren't many candidates. And if it's something I don't know off the top of my head about, then maybe a visit to this plane to meet with my friend who knows the Feywild much better than I do may be a good idea. And if you're fearing your dreams specifically, the Feywild's not the worst place to go since you don't dream there. That's why I don't dream. I sleep, and bits of the Feywild return to my mind to walk through. It's not truly dreaming as it is almost feeling that other side. I know you have questions. I am not a patient person. I will give you maximum 3 questions amongst you about my backstory I mentioned here. Go.
Idris kind of looks up, puts his hand up. You see him like pause for a second. The cogs start turning hard. And you know the times where you kind of see the smoke coming out of people's ears? And at that point, he just kind of retracts back into himself, like looking a bit confused about what's going on.
You know the sound a computer makes when it starts working way too hard?
It's moving a little bit faster.
Oh.
See, Zilk is giving you guys 3 questions for elaboration about what Zilk said about their backstory and about what's going on before Zilk is like, okay, let's start doing things, because he doesn't want to spend all day in the room talking about it. So you guys get 3 questions amongst you for Zilk. Have at it.
Dun 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 dun
Which is good. It's a good
We're just
concept.
struggling to think of what we want to ask.
Great.
Yeah.
The buzzing is horrible. Sorry.
Yeah, my brain is overloaded at the moment.
If you don't have questions for Zilk, that's fine too.
I-
But I
I
thought I'd
honestly-
give you guys
I-
an opportunity to ask the edgy drogue
Drogue.
things.
I feel like most of our characters are just kind of edgy.
Druid Drogue.
Yeah, drogue.
Sensing looking around, sensing no one has any questions, Idris says to Zilk, "Can I come back to you? I'm not thinking good."
I know think good.
It's like, Thinking about the questions has taken a lot of mental brain power that Zil needs.
Maddie will say something along the lines of, I have spent a little bit of time in the Feywild, but I didn't interact with much of anything while I was there.
That is the wisest way to travel it.
I also did not know I was in it.
Oh.
That can also happen.
By the time I was out of it, I was in a land I did not recognize.
Yeah,
And now I am here.
And I know I said I'd answer questions, but I got one for you. Are you aware of what you are?
Vaguely. I know I was not this before I entered the Feywild. I was just a half-elf before.
We have a name for people like you. My friend, who I intend to contact to help guide us there, he's one of you. He's called an Eladrin.
Eladrin. Okay.
They are like elves, but they hold on to that Fey side much more tightly and are aligned to the seasons. Both here and there have seasons. The same four. And that's about all I know about you. Aether does not, talk to me much about his biology. We have other things to talk about.
I have felt that connection to the seasons. And I assume it's what allowed me to do this. And she face steps to the other side of the room.
Yeah, I had my suspicions before, but when you were able to teleport me backwards into the party, it let me know for sure what I was dealing with, and I wanted to make sure you knew what you were, because, self-identity is important and stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
I identify as an elf.
I identify as a problem.
Identify as
Zilk
not
to-
your business.
That is Zilk to a T. I identify as a problem.
He will say one more thing, though. There is one other thing that happened to me while I was there. And she manifests an echo of herself. And this echo kind of looks like a translucent version of her, but instead of being spring aligned, it's winter aligned.
See, that's not an Eladrin thing as far as I'm aware, but that's cool as hell. It's not gonna beat you up or anything like the shadow slits you, right?
It used to. We don't talk about that anymore. I
Fucking shit.
found a mountain. I found this version of myself who is now part of me and I can summon. And also now I have these antlers. The branch points to the branch antlers on her head that are sprouting the little flowers.
That's
They
really...
look cool.
Yeah, most people who spend time in the Feywild get a thing we call... forgetting the name of what this is called in canon and having to check their character sheet. Because I have one. A Fey Mark.
Oh.
I'm not really sure I'm ready to be this person. Fine, I said I'd open up a little bit. And Zilk is going to remove their mask.
Ah!
Not the mask!
Consider at this point,
Not the mask!
I found the thread.
First, Zilk was wearing that crappy leather mask. After killing the wormlings, they made a one-eyed black leather mask using some of the hide. They kind of undo the back and pull it off, and you see a Furbolg face. Not quite as long of features as your normal Furbolgs, their ears are a bit stubbier. But that's not the thing that, catches your attention. Sure, that's a thing. They've got the giant-ish kind of shaped nose, that's fine. But there's two things that catch your eye immediately. One, the fact that he does in fact only have one eye, and the other eye has a big old hole where there should be one.
That's fucking metal, dude.
Wow.
One eye is a big old hole in its place, but the other eye, you've not, like, it's been visible up to this point, but with the mask, wasn't really the focus. When you look at the eye now, it is raving colors at random in ripples and different shapes really quickly.
Kinda cool.
Think of, like, specifically,
pretty
it's described in the Feymark as your eyes swirl wildly with iridescent colors. I don't have two eyes, so it's just the one eye. He's got like a little rave going on in there.
That's kind of cool.
Has a black pupil, but it kind of also doesn't. You've noticed now that the mask off, it also kind of moves around a little bit. Ta-da, or whatever.
I was Idris being a little bit behind on the curve, not knowing fuck all about any of the Feywild, any magic bullshit, just kind of pulls down his like the sleeve on his left shoulder, or like up either way, just revealing a brand scar on his arm that he's kind of getting all his stories crossed up in his head, and kind of reveals this and says, does this have anything to do with what's going on here, or is that something from before? Because it's all getting like mixed up in my head.
Could Zilk roll? What would Zilk roll to try and figure out if this is correlated?
History.
Bah.
Okay.
Bah. I don't know. I've been muted eating Doritos this entire time. Okay, so I'm listening. I swear.
Ooh.
Dirty 20 on the history.
Okay, so it's to see if Idris's brand is connected to all of this.
Specifically, if it has any correlation to the plot at hand, to what we're talking about.
Not that you're aware of to this point.
Okay. Well, I don't think that has present correlation. I do appreciate your open witness with us. I don't think any of us expected this kind of openness to happen this morning. I definitely didn't.
Okay, if you don't think, then it may have stuff to... So, you seem to be really good at keeping an eye out for stuff. If you see this, we should be careful. Because I think
keep an eye.
If it's not to do with this, then it's to do with the stuff from before, which the criminal underworld, this is their mark, this is their gang, like hastily like covers it up and kind of like make sure he's like, it can't be seen, and he's like really like nervous about it. And
for the first time since Zilk has had a mask on this whole time, you can see how expressive Zilk's eyebrows are. You go, this is a mark from the criminal underground. Both eyebrows go into a... I'm sorry, what?
So, okay, so you know...
This whole conversation, Zalthana has just been like leaning on a wall in the background, you're just like observing.
So you
Not what I
know
expected it.
that mark that you were shown were 3 daggers upside down with the points actually crossing.
Okay.
So that's what the mark looks like.
To think that I've bothered. For reference, I've been unsuccessful in finding any bounties because I intended to complete some bounties on some bad people that's why I came here, actually. I was having trouble getting a hold of the underground despite being able to read their language. So that revelation is interesting.
So,
and I don't have time to process it right now because we got Fey problems.
But going forwards, if we go to where I'm from in Skibble, problem. They don't like me down there, and
Approximately what it looks like.
yeah, pretty much.
Ow. Look at that.
Yeah, they don't
I
like
don't
me
have the
down
stream
here.
open.
It should. Oh, it's on your battle
It's on
map,
your
right?
roll 20, yeah.
Oh, I was in the wrong tab.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
And yeah, so they don't like me where I'm from. Stuff happened. Get into it later once we've dealt with the face stuff, as it turns out. And I'm not
Joey's
sure
still
what
out on
they've
if we
told.
like you here.
And I'm not sure how they feel about me around here. Who's told who what? So, if you see that mark about, problems,
I'll keep
possibly.
my eye out for it. I'm putting the mask back on now, by the way, because as he starts to like affix it to his back, he's like, y'all have one question remaining, and I feel like I know what the other question's gonna be now that you've seen the part of my face that's missing.
And without thinking, he just kind of blurts out, "Yeah, what happened to your eye?" Like without thinking, just bluntly.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Brain
I,
hollow, thoughtful I wrote through.
I left the druids I grew up with because we were protecting a sacred bird. And I found a poacher there to kill the sacred bird, and they shot me in the face with a bow and arrow, and ripped off my leg with a bear trap on a chain.
That sounds
And
painful.
after we captured
Ow.
the poacher, they let her go without any repercussions. So I left. And if I see her again, I intend to remove, her face and kill her. Maybe not remove her face, but probably put a lethal hole in her face. You
Make
get the
her
gist.
face into a mask.
Yeah,
Use
Zilk's
the
not quite that. Zilk's not quite that broken of a person. At least not yet.
I was about to say, how
Yuzak
far
just looks
from
kind of
that
sad and just
broken up
says, I'm sorry that happened to you. Sorry, I'm trying to not get bitten by a cat.
I appreciate your empathy, but no, don't worry. I'm not gonna the mask is a thing to protect my anonymity, so that way I can be amongst the Fae and be amongst the people without having to worry about the consequences of either one as much as possible. Because I have family somewhere, and I don't want to put them in danger just because I don't remember who they are.
Zelthana walks up towards Zilk and just calmly places a hand on their shoulder and says, I've been hurt too. I understand.
Zilk's gonna put a hand on your hand on their shoulder and be like, "Thank you.
Oh,
I care about you.
Aww.
I care about y'all a lot.
Jing!
I don't want to see y'all die, which is why I'm willing to divulge some of my secrets and why I'm going to try and get a hold of Aether so we can get some answers. Which
Does
means
everybody
we
feel
get...
the love?
Yeah.
This is a really wholesome
Yeah.
start to the session. I
I
wasn't
know.
expecting.
I
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
This
So
is so
now we gotta
wholesome.
fucking
Thank you for
Go to-
setting me up for a chance for Zelthano to actually show emotion.
So,
God.
because this is so wholesome, you all are inspired to fight for each other and to die for each other.
Yo!
Aww.
Yo!
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 Is that DM code word for add an inspiration?
Yes.
Yay!
Wait, how the inspiration works?
You click the little empty box next to
No,
the
no,
word
no, what it
inspiration.
does.
Oh, it lets you re-roll a dice roll of your choice, any on the table,
Cool.
including dice you can't see.
Oh.
An inspiration is
Uh-huh.
one reroll.
Yeah, one re-roll on any shaped die at any time.
Gotcha.
But just one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And kind of sensing everything's cooling down a bit. He just kind of turns around and says, "Okay, so we need to go to this Feywild. How do we get there?"
Hopefully I can get Aether to come out and talk to us so we don't have to go in there. Just because I don't trust y'all in there. It's dangerous. And I don't want you getting killed by the stuff that's there. It might make you not dream, but I feel like the stuff that's hurting you in your dreams might be safer than all of the collective crap in there.
It's
It'll be
dangerous to
fine.
go alone. Take
It'll be
this.
fine.
Yeah, Zilk is going to gonna sound random. Zoka's gonna start looking out the window for birds.
Okay. So you do see some higher flying birds. Nothing really landing though. But the sun is beginning to set.
That would make sense. Well, I was gonna try and grab.
Am we eating breakfast a minute ago?
Yes.
You all
We
have
also
been-
have spent. You've been
Hold on.
talking a
Yeah.
while in there, probably.
You've been in this room literally for the last 30 minutes, so
But it probably smells.
That's the day-night cycle. Sorry.
30-minute day, 30-minute night.
Zilk, for reference, Zilka's gonna find a bird and bribe the bird to take the message over to the portal, so that way we don't have to leg it all the way over there. Because it's for Zilk, it took half a day, if I recall correctly, to go to the nearest one. So, and that was 30 minutes through the woods to get there. So, actually, he'll just share this now. So, the nearest entrance I know of, which is where I contacted him and got these nifty boodaloons, was about a 30-minute walk without rushing through the woods. So,
Let's go then.
Yeah, it
it's
might be nice to get some fresh air.
yeah, just, it is a forest, so, like, don't piss off the wildlife.
I mean,
I
if
can only
any of
protect
them
you
don't-
from them so much.
Just keep the wolves away from me, or I'm sorry.
It's alright. Unfortunately, wolves, I have a really strong, I have a strong affinity with wolves, more so than, like, any other mammal, so it's a very funny problem for our dynamic to have, but I'll work with it. So yeah, at this point, Zoe could probably go to their room to grab their gear and get ready to guide the party into the forest.
So let me get this right. You want to go into the forest at night?
Yeah, I guess that's the plan.
It's fine.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
I
No.
mean-
Okay, we're good. We're good. Frantically
I'm
flips
sure
through
someone can
books.
do one of the little fireballs so we can
Yeah.
see or something.
Yeah, Zoe will definitely be carrying around.
I
a
don't
priest.
need to see, I can see in the dark.
So can I.
Zoe might
Exactly.
actually shape into an animal for part of this journey. We'll see.
Well, don't do a canine, because someone's not gonna find me.
Genuinely,
Return
after
the funny
learning,
eye when Zilk wild shapes.
you know what? I hadn't thought about that, but I'm absolutely going to, because wild shape carries over your features, like your class features and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So that would canonically stay between animal shapes. I didn't think about that.
What happens when you go into a spider? Do you just lose half your eyes?
Oh my
I
god!
don't think either. But I'd just be a four-eyed spider, and four of the eyes are like look like I'm
fucking
tripping on
wild.
I'll get you lose 2 eyes. Actually, no, make
Okay.
it more interesting. Roll a d8.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'll roll it and roll
all
20.
your eyes.
No.
3.
You have 3 eyes.
Okay, that's fine. I'll finally have an excuse to turn into my big spider self in the forest, maybe. Yay.
Spider silk. Spider silk.
All right, into the forest we go.
Leaving the inn, do we walk past the poo shop?
You walk. Well, okay. So first, when you go down, you walk past the notice board, and you see on the notice board in the sports section, Idris 0 wins 1 loss. And as you walk out, you do have to walk out of the bazaar gate, but everything is closed. The only shop open is that one really weird shop that doesn't sell the best quality things, and most of them are like severed hands and things, very bad things. I need a bookmark.
But Idris kind of, as we walk past, Idris goes, points at the general store and kind of goes, I like that guy. I limboed with him and he gave me this ring. But limbo, that's a thing here. Did you know that?
Yeah, I remember I did a go on the limbo. That was quite fun. And I think I might have
cheated.
led
You
to
turned into a spider. You cheated.
Well, I did it legitimately first to prove that I could. Then I cheated. But I really wonder if they'll take my rule suggestion under advisement to put some salt at the bottom of the limbo bars. That way, if druids try and wild shape and cheat, they burn themselves.
You just hear from the distance. We did.
Hell yeah! Making cheating harder for other cheats everywhere. They got to get on my level now.
For reference, obviously playing Idris, during his shopping excursion, to get a discounted price on something, entered a limbo competition. 8-foot brash dragonborn entered a limbo competition with a rather spry human. I forget.
Yeah, human. However, you're kind of missing and making this sound better for yourself, because the way that they do the national sport of limbo in this kingdom, yes, it's the national sport, is they put, since everybody's so different heights, they put the bar up against, like, let's say somebody's belly button, and then on the person they're facing, they put the bar up against their belly button. So that's how they kind of keep it fair between height sizes. Yes.
That makes sense.
But yeah, you just limboed the discount.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then.
Well, did you get the discount?
I mean, kind of technically, because I got a ring for pretty much 10% of what it should have cost.
That was a god mistake. That wasn't a discount.
To be fair, it was a fair god mistake because
Yeah.
the pricing of items past uncommon is unreasonable.
Mm.
So I support God's mistake in that instance.
Me too, because.
Although I don't support Dio's out of character mistake of forgetting to finish that.
My bad. We'll deal with it next time.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it
Okay.
between next time.
So the
Means I
party's,
don't have holy water yet.
Oh,
I want holy
will
water really
you?
bad.
so the
I
party
really
is
need
being
holy
led
water.
by Zilk, correct?
Correct.
All right. So as you troop out of the gate, I'm going to let you tell me where, like, put a little pingy ping on the map to tell me where the gate is.
Oh, pingity ping ping.
Alrighty, so the way the gates work is it would have been somewhere in this forest, probably near a body of water or a height of elevation that's different from the terrain around it. So normally it looks for like where biomes intersect.
I agree. F7, God's mistake. Great band name.
Oh, that is an awesome band name. Holy crap.
Why don't we put it then, since it's about half a day, we'll say right about here-ish. Right underneath the B where that river is.
Yeah, that would be a logical place.
Alright, so you are going literally down the same road that you walked to the glade.
Is the bush still there?
Is what?
Oh no, that was the other one. Ignore me, I was forgetting our many walks.
As you
We see the magic bush. He's come for revenge.
as for like as you're walking along, all of a sudden you stumble, like those, I'm assuming you're holding a ball of light or whatever you can see.
Yeah.
From the bushes you actually are, well, what do we have here?
Do I recognize the voice?
You do not. That sounded
Well,
suspiciously like somebody else. No, you do not recognize the voice.
That's why I was wondering. It did sound suspicious. We got some travelers here.
And traveling where
And,
to? You are awful well prepared, aren't you? And out steps this human, like a tall human who's just built. I mean, has 2 swords on his hip, is just full of muscle, and he takes one of the,
Stacked.
takes one of the swords out and just kind of bounces on his shoulder and gets right in the middle of your path.
Well, this is a forest. I'm a druid. I'm giving these people safe passage through. It's kind of what we do.
I didn't hear nothing about a safe passage. And he just kind of
Yep.
glares at you.
Is there any
It sounds like you.
marking on
Sorry.
like what he's wearing, similar to what would be on my shoulder.
Say that one more time. What?
I think he's asking if this is a criminal.
Is this a member of the gang, or is this just a hoodlum?
Why don't you do a perception check to see if you see any tattoos
What is my
or
perception?
brands?
Also, I'm DMing you my spell list because I forgot to at start of session because
Oh, you're
session
fine.
started so strangely.
You're fine.
I did
So
prepare
today-
a fun little surprise this time
Okay.
because I didn't
I-
have holy water.
am proficient in perception. Not 20!
Hey!
Hey!
Finally!
And it's on this! Not
Yeah.
when I need to hit someone.
So,
Not when you're trying to pass a knife.
so you see, he's wearing studded leather, but his arms are like bare because he has so many muscles, his arms don't fit in sleeves anymore. And so anyway, you see on one of his shoulders are 3 crossed daggers upside down.
Shit.
Oh.
I would like to use my proficiency in Thieves' Cant to silently communicate to this hoodlum. Because it is both a spoken and it's a language that can be communicated silently.
Oh,
Rogue
okay.
feature, first level.
All right.
I'm gonna sign. Wrong fight to pick. Same crowd, same crown.
Same crowd, same crowd. So you see him just like start moving his fingers, and you see him. No, this is the right fight to pick. My
Then
crowns. And you
And
see,
Then I would like to.
you see on both sides, stepping out of the bushes, is another 4 men dressed very similar, all with their weapons out, ready to
Are they
absolutely
all
go.
as stacked?
Can I take the opportunity that he had to take his hands off his weapons to Stein to make a surprise round attack?
Oh no,
Wait, no.
it's one-handed.
Before
It is specific.
before that, I need to ask a question.
Okay.
Anna, if I attempt an intimidation, is there a chance it will work? Or are you just gonna, even if I get a nat 20, say it didn't work?
You can attempt an intimidation.
I don't know if I trust you or not.
Listen, here's the way this works: is you can attempt any roll you want to. It's just
But
you
a few
have
times
to
I've done it, but
Because
a few
you
times
rolled
I've done it
low.
and No. A couple times I've rolled high, but you didn't want me to do something.
No.
so I couldn't
Okay.
do it.
To be fair, the person you rolled against was to intimidate the highest power in the land, surrounded by 10 of his guards and 1 of his knights.
That they had
Whose
what's
fault is
called
that?
BBEG
Yeah, but I'm cool.
protection.
Beg.
There's some
This-
certain things you can't do to the BBEG.
Yes.
The Vega.
So
Right.
you can attempt
I'm
intimidation.
going to attempt to intimidate. Do you want me
Please
to
do.
roleplay or roll first?
Roll first, then roll play.
Cool. Whoop. 11.
Okay. Try intimidate him. Intimidate him.
Since Zilk was also being intimidating, can they have the help action from Zilk?
Yes, they can.
Hey! Okay. Big money, big money, big money, big money.
Oh, wow!
Let's go!
All right, so be intimidating.
Zalthana steps forward and very sternly says, you don't want to enter this fight. Yeah.
Use
I'll go with
magic to make yourself look
Is
cooler.
it,
that. Sorry?
Yeah,
Use magic to make yourself look cooler.
Alright, I'm gonna use the magic to make myself look cooler.
Like do prestidigitation or something.
describe. Look cooler.
can I help with a cantrip to make us look even more intimidating?
So this guy, this bandit captain looks down at you, and he's just staring at you for a second. And you see him kind of wave his empty hand.
Hey, what magic? I was gonna say what magic I was gonna do.
And then just kind of waves his hands and goes, "Pfft, not worth our time anyway. And the entire crew sulks back into into the forest, just melting away.
Let's go!
Encounter survived.
Eagles just kind of shouts, "Bye, friends!"
One of them, one of them
Thank you,
turns
Trent.
around. One of them turns around and shows it in greater detail to you, and there's actually a line underneath the three, denoting that they are from Treelum, not from any other place. And turn and follow.
Wait, I was looking at all of, like, I looked at my stream, realized the map was tiny. I looked at OBS, realized the map was tiny. Then looked at the screen in front of me.
Oh my
Because-
god. Okay, so basically,
as we leave.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna do one thing quickly as we leave. Is I'm going to leave a druidic message behind,
okay.
which can be read by other druids as well as certain fey folk. It's gonna say, "Ambushers ahead." I'm just gonna kind of point behind my back to a tree.
You just
So
leave a
what,
whole
by
ass like
inflicted?
Dark Souls message.
Yeah.
They're basically Dark Souls messages.
Okay.
Tunnel ahead.
So a little bit of you point, a little bit of magic kind of shoots out from your fingertips, kind of does a little circle-y thing, like screw thing, as it goes, and then plants itself right into a tree next to the woods, or next to the road.
Keeping an eye out for my fellow man or whatever.
Or
specifically,
whatever.
I guess fellow druids. Yeah, Zil couldn't really care less about what these people do, but he kind of feels obligated to at least protect other druids from these guys. Other
Right.
people who he knows means well. And yeah, frick these guys and carry on.
All right.
So I
So
was kind of excited at the prospect of getting studded leather armor off the one guy. I'm
mhm.
glad to not risk dying in a forest to a group of bandits.
true.
Absolutely
Are we
stacked
sure they
bandits.
actually left us?
Huh?
Or are they just like? Are we sure they actually decided to go away? Because they could just be pretending.
Are
Oh,
you
but
saying you're going to follow them into the woods to make sure that they go away?
Not
right now you're on a path.
Quite.
You
I
see,
can keep a pretty good eye out.
Can I possibly do primeval awareness, which lets me just feel if there's whatever creatures within 1 mile of us?
Yeah, that's for it does specify that can't be used on humanoids. That's for like celestials, fiends, fae, elementals,
Damn, shit.
undead, and one other one.
nice try though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
okay.
far as you know, they all
I
went,
wish it was a more useful feature.
as far as you know, they just kind of melted back into the forest. You don't know how far
No,
they went
it
back in, but you don't really hear anything and you don't see anything.
Yeah,
It
Zoke's gonna be
doesn't seem
keeping
like
an
they're
eye
going
out.
to regress.
Zoke's gonna keep an eye out with their 18 passive perception.
Damn!
Jesus.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. DC checks are going to be fun for perception now. All right, so
God damn it.
as you continue, you are starting to enter the Boreal Forest. You're entering right about here. Okay, it is right around midnight, and as you enter the forest, all the bugs that were chirping around go completely silent,
Well, that's fun.
That's fancy.
and all of a sudden the hair starts kind of pricking up on your necks.
What hair?
Dio, roll a d4.
How many hairs do you have?
Two.
Huh?
2.
Was it even or odds?
2.
Okay. All of a sudden you start sniffling, and you feel that coming on. You feel.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Ah!
I
Oh,
did
no,
realize that I wrote it. I actually did write down what we agreed originally, and it's a dex saving throw of 12 or less.
Oh, that's right.
13.
That's right. I'm
And
sorry.
then I rolled the d4 for direction.
Okay, so roll a dex check.
Yay! Dex saving
What you get
throw.
on that one?
14.
Oh.
So you start ha, and the rest of the party's like, oh shit, and then you just do a regular sneeze.
There's wolves, canines, something doggish.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the
Hey,
only thing you're allergic to.
Anything canine.
hello, canines of the forest. Bid a safe path. Bid these people
Go
safe
away,
passage.
please.
They're with me. I know you would attack me. Don't hurt them either. Or I cannot guarantee your safety. These are good people. Humanoids. They're good humanoids. People's an overstatement.
Oh.
We have it.
Nice.
Can you do me
They
a
might look tasty, but they're not for your taste in.
Can you do me a solid? Which check are you going for here?
This is what? This does sound more intimidation than persuasion.
The way you're phrasing this is intimidation, not animal handling. So
I agree. Well, no, it wouldn't be animal handling because I can't see the animal. So.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, animal handling is specifically for interacting with an animal. I'm not interacting with an animal. I'm interacting with the woods, which is good because it means I can finally use my freaking charisma feature for the first
Okay.
time of the campaign,
If you
even though
do,
I have a -1.
if you do an intimidation, could I help with the intimidation? Do a help thingy.
I actually automatically get advantage on charisma checks that involve non-people, specifically
Oh.
beasts and plants.
Never mind then. You don't need my
First time
help.
it's come
Well,
up.
fine.
So here we go. But Zilk would have accepted Zelthana's help. But here we go.
I'm very intimidating. I get +6.
Fucking hell. Nat 20!
Hooray! That's
Yo.
20, there's the advantage!
-1.
Which
Okay.
makes it 19!
So are you ready for this? Are you ready
Yes,
for
I
this? Because you're going to laugh your ass off.
I'm ready.
I also rolled a nat 20.
No!
Oh, yes!
God!
Dead serious. I can send you a picture if
That's
you'd like.
incredible.
But
No,
I
I
rolled a
believe
nat
you.
20.
So, can we say that since we both critted, they are intimidated of me, but not intimidated enough of the party? I think that's
Here's
a-
how we're going to play it. So, you see
Gonna happen.
this giant, just like alpha wolf, come out in front of you. You know, teeth bared, head low. You know, this entire time. And
I
then
knew
you
I should have
see-
prepped animal friendship for today. Continue.
And then you see 5 more wolves behind. And they actually, like, you can hear the rustling as they all circle around to the front. And they are ready, like, they're ready to attack, but they're kind of staring at you curiously.
How often do I have to make this saving throw? Check.
Do you want to make the saving throw again?
I mean, I'm just double
I'm
checking
asking
how
you.
often I mean, I can if you want me to.
Don't.
Whenever I find it funniest, that's when you have to do it.
Okay.
Which now would be a fantastic time to find it funny, because where are you in line? Where are you in line, Dio?
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh no. If you sneeze on me, I think these wolves would just attack you.
All right. Everyone. I
That would
want
be
you
so
to-
funny though. I
On,
almost want you to sneeze on me now.
on this thing, you are imagining you're on a 15 by 15 path. I'm just going to draw a quick thing there. There you go. So you're on that path. I want you to line up. We know Zilk is in front.
Yeah, Zilk's definitely in the front.
I want
Okay, that way, I'll go.
everybody to line up.
My
I mean,
son.
I'd probably.
My son.
My son.
Is it bad that I kind of want Dio to sneeze on me for comedic value?
I mean, I kind of guess I'd be at the back of everyone, just kind of tagging along.
All right, and the wolves
Oh,
are
no.
down here.
No.
So what did you
Oh
roll?
no 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 no
No, no, no.
no no no.
7.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a d4. Please be a 3, please be a 3, please be a 3, please be a 3.
2.
Oh, thank fuck.
I want to point out
Oh no, you're just gonna
Zelfana,
set the forest on fire.
Zelfana is barely out of the cone. So
It's not a cone, it's a straight line.
it's a cone because we're not doing southwest, northeast, southeast.
Well, theoretically, if it were to hit me, could I, hearing that you just was about to sneeze, teleport away? Because I can do that.
So when I
No.
sneeze, is it a
Oh,
cone compared
really?
to
Yes,
my breath
it's
weapon?
I'm going to call
Also-
it a 25-foot cone.
Also, Zell, I know what you're talking about. For that specifically, you have to have it readied as a reaction or be able to use it as a reaction.
So you hear, everybody hears in the back, Joe! And all of a sudden, this cone, actually, we'll discuss how it looks later. This cone just light up the entire forest, heading off to your guys' right. Oh, I'm sorry.
We
It was
started
a two.
a forest
It was
fire.
to the left. To the left. To the
We've
left.
already burned down a house.
Incinerating the trees directly in front. And oh my god, I'm keeping this die. That's a good die. And you see a couple, like after the sneeze is over and it peters out, you see everything smoking, extremely hot, but no open flames.
That's
That
something.
could have been very bad.
The
Yeah.
wolves, on the other hand, poke their heads up like really surprised, and you can see the thought process in their heads, like, the fuck was that?
When I
What?
specified these were people like, but not like the people you're used to, I meant because things like that happen.
You see the leader kind of snorting to the ground, like stomp, kind of like, don't do that again. And then the entire pack just slinks off because they know they cannot afford, the forest cannot afford another sneeze by Idris.
Thank you for roll 20. I would like to thank you for that nat 20.
2 encounters survived without fighting.
Zilk would have been so torn fighting wolves.
So what's
Zilk would have been like,
And
What's
I-
really funny is I did even odd on whether or not it started a forest fire. Even it did, odd it didn't.
I'm
and
so
rolled-
glad it didn't.
And rolled that same D20 that I rolled the nat 20 on just a minute ago. Rolled a 19.
Oh.
Oh
So-
boy.
Can I just say, after Idris once again sneezes and almost incinerates me, can
No,
I?
it's on the opposite side. It
Oh,
was
it's
the
on-
left hand side.
Yeah, it's on the opposite.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Regardless, can I ready Misty Step my teleport spell just in case this happens again?
So you want to have that ready at all times.
I don't know how readying works.
Normally,
Ready is usually
But I
an
had to ready
action
it
in
using the
combat
reaction.
that you
Yeah.
set a trigger to then use as your reaction in combat.
So basically, if you would have that ready at all times, anytime Idris sneezed, whether it was because of his allergy or because of his, a dust particle got into his nose, you would teleport somewhere.
that
And
was
you
my
have
plan.
to constantly be readying it every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
Well, I don't
Oh.
know how that works, so I'm not going to do that then, I guess.
it's things like bonus action spells outside of combat get a little fuzzy of how they work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with the readying action, because they didn't specify how it works outside of combat. Love that. Anyways, at least we didn't have a
Oh.
forest fire, or you guys didn't get mauled by wolves. So that
5
sounds
foot
like a win so far.
line.
So basically, what
And then
happens with
intro-
this sneeze is 5 feet, like he sneezes, and then through the first square, through the first 5 foot, it expands to 15-foot wide beam that goes 25 feet.
Okay.
And the reason I'm doing that is because we're not doing diagonals. We're only doing the cardinal directions.
Hmm.
So that will make that will cover more of the diagonals than rolling like a D8 and trying to remember what it is. Okay, so you arrive at your destination. You are now at the gate. Please describe the gate.
Okay, so Feywild portals, they vary in appearance, but most of them just kind of look like breaks in reality, where, like, you look to where there should be sky, or in this case, since it's like where there should be horizon, and it just kind of cracks off into this other colorfully thing. There are some that are hit like that you have to trigger and they show up. There are some that are just always broken open. When we described the RP with Aether, it was one that was already open that he walked through. So it's not like one of the Ring of Mushroom ones you have to jump in.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Just to let everybody know, it is very, very late at night. Everybody is tired.
So we'll probably, how about this, guys? It's late, and since I don't want to bring all of you in there with me, I'll step in, call for Aether the usual way, and y'all make sure nothing weird happens. And y'all make sure these two, I point at Idris and Zalfana, stay awake until I come back. The rest of you might need to take a little naps, do I understand that? But I don't want them getting attacked while I'm in here trying to figure out what's attacking them.
Do you want any backup?
As much as I would love backup, I think that if I'm considered a Fae by the Fae because I lived here so long. If I went in here with someone who wasn't Fae unannounced, it might jeopardize our opportunity of getting any information.
Your best bet, honestly, is to go in with Maddie, if that's the case.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
why
was
am I
thinking about
helping?
out of character. Yeah, I was thinking about out of character.
In that case,
Mad.
would you like me to go with you?
Yes, I would appreciate your company. Even if you're not quite super familiar with your experiences in the Feywild, you're passing enough that you should be fine in here. I don't think anything's gonna go out of its way to harm you.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, because I don't feel like killing any of the Feywild shit. They're scarier than any wolf or man to me.
All right,
So who all...
ready when you are.
Okay, so those two are going into the portal. Zell, Yuz, and Idris, what are you doing?
I mean,
Um,
Idris is probably gonna start gathering some sticks to make a small fire.
Okay, are you doing a short rest? Are you doing a long rest? Are you just going to try and
I
stay
mean-
awake? What are you doing?
Zilk said not to sleep, so Idris is gonna try and follow
Just
that.
roll, see if you fall asleep anyway.
Dude, I was about to say, Idris is going to do that to the best of his abilities, but like I said, make a little fire to keep warm.
Zell, what are you doing?
So, you said you like gathered the sticks up.
Mm-hmm.
I just say that Zell helps Idris out and just sets it on fire with magic.
Like as Idris has dumped all the sticks in a pile, started arranging it, he turns around into his backpack to pull his tinderbox out, turns around, sees you've lit it, and just slowly puts the tinderbox back. A little bit disappointed.
I more meant, are you going to try to stay awake or are you going to sleep?
Yeah. Well, I was also gonna then say that Zell goes to use and says, if you want, you can try and sleep. I'm gonna try and stay up.
So... Well, I could at least do a short rest, probably. If you promise me you can actually keep both of you awake?
If Idris starts falling asleep, I'll set him on fire.
That's great.
Wow.
What I would like to do, though, is set up an alarm.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just pull out my alarm clock.
No,
6.
it says, no larger, like, a range that is no larger than 20-foot cube.
Mhm.
So I'm debating if I should put it, like, the opposite of the portal, so like the way we came from, or just right in front of the portal in case anything comes out.
That is up to you.
Well,
Obviously, Idris isn't scared of the fire because Brass Dragon resistance fire and all that. But kind of hearing that, he kind of gets up, does a little bit of stretching, and then just starts jogging around the area. Not going too far, but just trying to keep
In a
himself
circle.
awake by keeping moving.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just without a word, just I'm
Elthana
jogging
leans
now.
out against a tree and just like tracks Idris with her head as he runs around in circles.
But after about like 20 minutes, he ends up doing the thing like walking bipedally, but very similar to a dog, and just starts chasing his own tail.
Oh my god. Okay, alright,
Child.
so Yuz is going to sleep. Zell and Idris, I need you to roll percentile dice, please.
Oh, goody.
Uh,
Come on,
Uh,
double
Gonna
dice,
make
don't
you
fail me now.
audible.
72.
Okay.
73.
Alright, so
Woo!
both of you do manage to stay awake.
Woo!
I wanted to set Idris on fire.
So, Maddie and Zilk, you walk through the portal, and in front of you, it's almost like a mirror image of the place that you left, except just spectacular. You see the Goal Mountain Range is just topped with huge crystals, and just sparkling in the moonlight. The forest itself just seems alive with color.
And as Zilk walks through, Zilk is gonna call out for Aether as he has been. Aether of Unseelie, lend me your ear, for there is information we require to hear.
Nice.
You know, I always worried about that rhyme. As you feel a presence kind of appear from just to the side of the portal.
Hey there, buddy.
Can I help you?
The tip that you gave me came to pass already. And
This
I
is going on.
have
I'm gonna run to the toilet.
Okay.
I unfortunately have not encountered the creature in question before. I am going to describe to you what I know about the situation, and if you could enlighten me with what that is, that will be an equal exchange. We can leave you on your day, and I might have a little bonus for you.
I don't feel like that's equal exchange, though, because if you're seeking my knowledge, then shouldn't you give me something on top?
Giving you my knowledge about the fact.
So, explain this issue you're having.
Well, I kept an eye out in regards to your tip. That tip has arrived in the form of a creature that can sap vitality from others while they sleep.
Curious.
We know it does it within melee range, so it has to physically come out and hit them. But in my journeys, I never encountered anything that can do that. It fits the profile of something of the Unseelie Court. I don't want to ask the Unseelie Court specifically on this matter, because I don't know if it's a condoned action or not. If it's an uncondoned action by an Unseelie of the Unseelie Court, then I'm in good business. If it's condoned by the Unseelie Court, I might lose my potentiality to ever have the Unseelie Court ask me to kill someone for them or ask me to do anything for them to get me up their ranks like I intend to.
Interesting. Any other symptoms? Or is it just it saps their strength?
Specifically, one of them mentioned that it felt like they couldn't take as many hits as they thought they should be able to. I found no physical injury with them. We concluded it is arcane in nature. There is no curse attached, however.
So Aether turns to Maddie and goes, Eladrin, what do you think? Roll a wisdom check with advantage. Because you kind of feel like this.
I'm back. have
you
RAs.
feel that this fellow Eladrin is kind of like urging you on, like, come on, you know this type of deal.
May I ask, what season does this Eladrin appear to be associated with?
Zelgalpe.
This is an Illidan of summer.
Okay. Alright, I will roll 2 wisdom checks then. And I'll take the 13.
Okay, so you know that there are very few creatures that can actually attack the way that this one is. I forget what the other ones are. Tramp!
It's okay. I got you.
Yes.
All right. There are a couple kinds of Fey creatures that can temporarily pull themselves out of the Feywild to attack like this. However, there's only one creature of the Feywild who can pull itself out of the Feywild, attack, go back in while stealing strength.
Yes. Name a couple of the ones that can attack like that, not the one that is exclusive.
Yes, I will. I had the tab. Let me grab the tab. I thought you might ask this. Let me find it.
Unfortunately, out of character knowledge, I don't actually have much knowledge of Fey stuff. Out of character.
The list is pretty short. Okay, I have found the list. The list of things that can Fey ship from the Feywild to here are as follows. Any drow that find themselves within the Feywild, any of the drow creatures. So that's a big umbrella. Any of the elemental genies, the Deo, the Genie, the Afridi, etc., those can find themselves in the Feywild because it crosses into all dimensions, as well as the hag varieties and very powerful Unseelie, specifically things like the Nightmare King and the Raven Queen.
Oh, so that's a very limited list.
It is a very limited list.
So, Eladrin, fellow Eladrin,
I know that whatever it is also affecting their dreams.
limit the choices even more. So, we have a creature that takes away the constitution and strength of your compatriots, who only operates in dreams. I wonder, and you see him just kind of like stop and pause for a second. I cannot tell you exactly what it is right now. Actually, my suspicion is it's a night hag. It's the only one that fits. But I must talk to the council. I must confront them with this and find out if it is sanctioned or not. If it is not sanctioned, we can stop it immediately. But you must continue to look. Look for the signs. It won't be
We'll do our
alone.
best.
It won't be alone. So,
Thank you very much.
the best piece of advice I can give, and he turns to Zilk, the best piece of advice I can give, protect yourself. At night, protect yourself always.
I will.
And kind of
Thank
straightens
you.
up. Now, I must be off.
Zilka's gonna reach out his hand because, like, with Faye, you have to conclude your deal, like your discussion of a deal with a handshake or something.
Okay.
And theirs has been a handshake, so he's gonna reach out his hand.
Alright, so Aether shakes your hand and goes, I must be off now. The sooner I talk to the council, the more information I can give you.
Thank you. Good tidings, my friend.
Maddie will nod.
And he kind of looks at you, like, kind of curiously nods and says, we will meet again. And then walks off.
Thank you for taking that risk coming here, Maddie. Knowing you were an Illidan and that he's an Illidan, I thought he might be able to give you some help as well. And
That was a tad anxiety-inducing, but
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and figure that you encountered his magical aura that he's got.
That would make sense. It's been a minute since I breathed the air here,
Yeah,
but
it's a strong
that
place.
aura was a little different.
Yeah, I do have to do one last thing before I go. It's not of much consequence, but it's mostly to satisfy curiosity. And Zilk is going to start casting their wild shape Find Familiar form in the Feywild.
Oh, okay.
Because
Whey!
Zilk has been trying to find what Fey they summon every time they do this. And what better way to do that than summoning it on its home plane so it doesn't have to shapeshift to get to me?
So as you do this, you feel that your familiar is coming towards you. If I can find the page. And all of a sudden, flitting out. Okay, I just want to say I hope all this is flavor text.
Okay.
But out of the tree line, you start to see a very tiny dragon start kind of flitting out, and you hear the giggles and all that, and this dragon actually comes up and kind of like goes around your neck and just kind of settles on your shoulder.
Well, hello there. I visited your home plane and thought I'd say hello.
You hear just a little chirp come out, very happy, and then takes off and kind of circles around you like really happy and finishes with like a corkscrew twirl in the air. And then is just hovering right in front of you.
I'm gonna give it some pets. I'm gonna pet it.
Okay.
Do you have a dragon too?
Boy, does everyone have dragons?
And Uzaira?
Well, I'll be honest. I didn't expect this. As he's petting this, he's like, I'll be honest. I expected an angry sprite to show up and yell at me for disturbing it, but it appears that fortune favors the bold or whatever, because this thing is adorable.
So as you're petting it,
See.
it kind of just like strains up really quick, like it hears a sound and flits off in that direction and disappears into the woods.
Farewell, buddy.
I have been trying to work fairy dragons into this story somehow the entire time.
You have it now. You have the way. And also, I
very
never told you this. I freaking adore fairy dragons so freaking much. Because one of my fascinations besides mycology is I freaking love insects. And
Okay.
fairy dragons are part dragon, part butterfly, and I freaking love that crap. I think that's so interesting. And I'm so happy that's what its true form is. That makes me so happy.
Well, God just knows.
High five, God. Alright, let's head back through the portal before
High five!
anything decides to say hi.
Sounds like a plan.
So as you come back through the portal, you see Zelfana and Idris like staring intently into the fire, and you can tell their thought process is, don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep. Yuzaria, on the
No,
other
can
hand,
I say that I'm staring at Idris, thinking, "Please fall asleep, please fall asleep."
All right.
I'm sorry, that made me laugh harder than I thought it would.
And you see Yuzaria kind of like flipping and like, you know, being really just like just tossing and turning and looking like they're having
Oh,
the
no.
worst sleep ever.
Zilk is gonna bend down to Yuzaria and put a hand on their head.
As soon as your hand touches their head, Yuzaria just bolts straight up.
Welcome to the land of the
Turtle,
awake.
you got my message, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Has its presence departed?
I think now it has, but I got bad news, guys.
Yeah.
Like I got the nightmare stuff too.
We're dealing with a thing that my ally believes is a night hag. It'll assault us in the night, not necessarily alone. Sleeping
Okay.
must be done cautiously.
How do
What
we
I was
kill-
going to do is I was going to try. Unfortunately, I woke you up in the process. I was going to try and take advantage of the fact it was in your mind and charm and hope that it would hit it while it was subsiding in your consciousness. I did not get a chance to try out that theory, but we are going to have to be very careful henceforth with our nighttime activities. I have a plan.
Yeah.
I just require the help of something I never like to find the help of: religion.
Da, da, da.
Oh.
It's funny you DM'd me that, because that's actually why I needed holy water. That's why I was trying to go to the Church of Duck between sessions. It's
Well,
because
The church, the Church
I
of
need the
Duck
material
is
component.
that while there is a Church of Duck closer, there is a Church Duck in town. One that's
Well,
a
actually,
little bit
now
closer is the Church of the Thunderous Bunny Lord.
I was gonna ask. Now that we're here, are we closer to like a nature deity's like
Yes.
temple or something like that?
Yes, you
awesome. That's so much easier for Zilk to deal with as a nature deity.
Pretty much, you know of it because you passed by it on your way to the portal.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness. Because if Zilk was going to go into a church that was not a nature deity, it would have been so hard for Zilk to withhold comments. Because Zilk has heavy bias against the normal gods.
That's fine.
Because he was stuck in the Feywild, where the other gods just kind of let abominations chill out.
Oh, nice.
That's where things like the Night Hag. That's why things like the Night Hag just vibe there, because even though they're unholy creatures, they're just most of the gods are like, it's the Feywild. Who cares? It's Mirror Planet. It's Mirror Earth. We don't care. So Zilk has heard about it from other Fae and agrees like, oh, that's really shitty. Frick them. But yes. Well, it sounds like we must make a visit to a temple.
Now, the question is are you going to go now, or are you going to rest up first?
I feel
Well,
like...
we shouldn't rest.
Well, I mean, it's done its attack. It's done its deal. I
Roll
genuinely
me.
think...
No.
I don't know.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know. Out of character, I don't know if it can attack more than once in a night. So in character, Zilk definitely doesn't know.
Why don't you roll a... What would that be?
Don't worry, I was not going to metagame because I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
the answer.
I was going to be like, hold up.
No, I specifically make sure I don't learn the crap from stat blocks
Mm-hmm.
for this very reason, which is why I had to look up a list of the plane shifters.
Dio, respawn, please.
I am. I'm in the
Okay.
middle of typing still.
All right. So, what's your plan?
Well,
Uh,
since we don't know if it could attack again, I feel like it would be very risky to try and sleep.
I do agree, and there are ways to rest the body and the mind without sleeping. Meditation and stuff is the thing. I don't know how great y'all are gonna be at that, but
We could try it at least.
And people like myself can rest with only going into a trance instead of a full sleep.
right. And
Fancy.
we are technically next to this Feywild portal. You don't dream in there, or at least, then again, I don't know if people might dream in there. Maybe I don't dream in there because I'm a Fey. I don't know. But
Mm.
I'm sorry you were attacked. I do think, however, I'm not sure if I'll be able to protect us without resting. I'm alright for tonight, but tomorrow night I will need to sleep in some capacity. Which is why I think we should make our way to the temple sooner rather than later, so that we
Yeah.
can at least have the least healthy among us be able to sleep when they need to.
Idris, roll me a religion check.
Oh,
with advantage.
$15.
With advantage.
That was with advantage. I got
Okay.
15 and an 8.
Okay.
Fuck
You know the hour, like, this is one of those weird temples that actually has hours when the priests and priestesses are awake, and this would definitely not be a time.
Aye.
So the temple would pretty much be closed. It's still
Okay.
it's still open to like go in, but there's nobody available to help at this hour of night.
Oh, okay. So there's the temple around the corner. I think it's open, but there's no one there. We might have to wait till morning.
It might still be worth the trek because
well,
I
he's-
know it can be held off by holy elements. Like I through my nature can ward off certain unhealthy creatures using just a dot of holy water. So I'm wondering if that temple might be a holy enough place that it can't enter.
I mean,
I don't know.
as a rule, I don't know a lot. It's been a very long time, but all I remember is those pews are really uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable. I don't know much else about it.
So I guess it's up to you guys. Do we want to trek to the temple tonight, or try and have a night's rest by this portal while we're here? And if you gotta slip into sleep, you gotta slip into sleep. I don't know. This is up to you. I told my friend I'd do everything possible to protect myself, and that means I'm gonna do everything possible to stay awake tonight. Thankfully, I got a good night's sleep last night. But not sleeping's hard, especially when you've got pre-existing fatigue issues and still go knock on their dragon bone leg.
Do you think it will be safer if we're in the temple?
It's a hunch. I can't lie to you, it is a hunch.
I mean,
I don't
physically,
have any
Should we
empirical
maybe do a
evidence.
vote?
physically wise, you know it would be safer because you're not.
It's
gonna be
not in
so-
the middle of the woods.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the random chance of being attacked goes down.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to have people who are actually on guard all night.
I
Zilk
also
is
still
leaning
have-
towards it.
I also still have the energy to make that trek and help protect us on the way there, even if it isn't very far. I think I'm agreeing with Zilk here.
Well, I definitely don't want to have those nightmares again, so I would also try to temple.
I would also try to temple.
Agreed.
I'm sorry. That
A
was
temple run, if you will.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're going there.
That's a deep cut. Holy shit.
Yes.
We all just had like 50 PTSD flashbacks.
Dude, I used to play Temple Run 2 as recently as last year.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
I didn't even realize they made the second.
It's not very good. You're not missing out.
I think I used to be a pretty hardcore mobile gamer when I was like 14. I think I played it a shit ton then.
Yeah.
Moving
I
on.
relate to that.
No,
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
It sounds like we're going on a trip
Yeah.
with our
Woo!
favorite person.
a trip?
Going through the
Oh,
woods
oh,
to the
oh.
temple.
Idris stands up, does a big stretch, and goes, "They have got some cute statues in that temple, though." And just kind of
Where is the temple?
Wandering in the
Yeah,
direction.
it's about an hour's journey away. You pass it on the way to the portal. So
Oh, okay.
are you guys?
I need to BRB because my throat. Because I've been talking way more. I said at the start of the session I was going to try not to talk a lot, and then I started working out. So I'm gonna
Heavy
be like-
face stuff.
Yeah, which I love because I'm so glad to. I fucking love the Feywild stuff, and I'm so glad I'm finally in a campaign where I'm able to
Play
like that, where that matters for once. I will
Aw.
be back. I need a drink of some semblance.
All right.
So
I'll
Zoe
fill in the gap.
Zilk will light the way and enjoy rolling against DC 18 for encounters while I'm gone.
Yeah. All right. So,
I just realized something.
what?
That's something no one ever told me.
What?
What?
You know, my perspective of these streams is has no audio, and no one ever
What?
mentioned it.
Oh no!
No one ever mentioned it.
Wow.
Wait, what?
This
What
is
you mean?
stream number 3 of Dungeon Rollers, and my perspective has no audio.
Oh
What
no!
do you mean no audio? Like, no mic, no
forgot to-
Discord.
I forgot to move over the audio element to the new scene.
Oh
No!
I can't say I haven't done that.
I've had people in chat too, and none of them mentioned it.
I've just seen your fucking. Trip's gone offline.
Yeah, I went offline because I have to fix it.
Oh, can you not do it?
I will say something.
No,
I will
I
say
don't.
Okay,
something
let's
Yours is the only stream I haven't looked at once.
You're
let's
good, you're
let's
good.
we're going to take a quick 5-minute break so people can fix streams so that they can.
Well, no, I have it set. It'll take more than 5 minutes because
Oh,
I am still bad at OBS. I'll fix it for next week. No one was ever even tuning into my perspective today. Anyways, it's fine. I'm
Fair
gonna go
enough.
get a drink. Also means I don't have to worry about watching a stream chat while I'm doing this, so that's
Sure.
fine.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay, so you trek through the forest. Nothing happens. You know, it's just a nice, 1 a.m. walk through the forest. And
Love those.
as you can, yeah, me too. And as you come around the bend, you see 2 torches put up on trees, and a path off to your right, leading deeper into the woods. And as you glance down that path, you see a giant, you see a large building with a giant rabbit inside the building at the very far edge. The
Like a living rabbit or a statue?
it's just a statue.
Okay.
The rabbit is sitting, but you see it slamming down its back foot, and you see just what looks like lightning strikes, going off from that. And Dio, to answer your question, we'll work on that.
Okay.
Idris, is this what you meant by cute statues?
I mean, I think it's cute. Look at it. Look at
It is. I just
face.
wanted to make sure we're in the right place.
As you walk in, you feel almost a weight lift off your shoulders. Kind of like that thing when you think you're being watched and then you walk around a corner.
Hmm.
That's what you feel as you walk in. Off to the left and right are statues of rabbits. And at the bottom you see plaques such as the rabbit of rain, Willow, the Tia, what are your rabbits' names?
Dude.
Willow, Baloo, and Chase.
You see the bunny of speed, Chase. You see the bunny of farming, Baloo, and what was the other one?
Thunder.
And then you see underneath the main statue in towards the back, past all the pews, you see Thunder, the god of all.
I'm so happy right now.
No.
I mean, I'm happy, but I have to create a fucking religion now.
Yes, you
You can make a religion out of that.
Oh, no. I have
reference.
written this down so I remember going forward.
It's
Yeah.
okay,
You know
Dio.
what,
At
I
least
get one good reference point for that.
So it is very well lit inside. You see rows of pews. You see a little altar set up in front of the statue of Thunder. And in the corner there is a bunch of lit candles that look like prayer candles. But the only people that you really see are 2 guards that are guarding the front of the building. And they are dressed in vestments. these particular vestments are like almost a beige color, but they have thunderbolts going from the shoulders all the way down to the hip in the front. In case you can't tell, I'm making this all up on the fly.
Sorry, say that again, Anna, just so I can write it
Good.
down so I remember.
They so the guards wear a beige vestment that has thunderbolts going from the shoulders to the waist on the front. And all of them and they both have like a necklace with a pendant of a rabbit at the end.
Good tidings, sirs. We seek refuge for the night, as we are being, well, my companions are being haunted by an unholy creature. That when the time arrives, I wish to speak with a priest or priestess about assistance, but I was hoping that you could provide them somewhere to rest, where their soul will be at peace, and they will not have to fear the...
Silk is having this conversation. Idris just kind of blanks out for a second, and then wanders to the 4 statue, laying 5 copper in front of each, and then just kind of rejoins the party.
Okay.
Good idea. I love that.
So the guard turns to Zilk and goes, "The great bunny Thunder watches over everyone and will shelter anyone who asks under his mighty tail. Please, all are welcome in the temple." And then he turns to Idris and goes, "You look very familiar. Please, what is your name?"
I'm Idris. I'm not from this area. I come from Skibler originally.
Oh, yeah, our priest is actually from Skibler. So
Skibble. not
Skibble,
Skibler.
yes, is from Skibble.
Skibble.
Maybe they will know you. But yes,
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
So again, he motions to the entrance of the temple. But again, all are welcome under the great Thunder's tail. Please, make yourself comfortable. Can we get you anything?
Okay,
So-
I'm just gonna read this out
Yes.
for chat.
Yes, please do.
Trip message in the chat on Roll20. Zilk's eyes dart to Idris during this, and Amplifier replied, "Eyes plural?" And Trip said, "Oh yeah, lol, I."
I sometimes forget.
Well, also you have to imagine, like, right as we were first talking about that earlier in the session, just like Idris asking Zoke to keep an eye out for the criminal. Like, I could not hold back laughter.
Yeah, so they welcome you in, and one of them actually like bangs his javelin on the floor, and you see a door open and 2 attendants come out wearing very similar vestments, only they just have they still have the pendant and they just have thunderbolts on their shoulders. And like they're holding like plates of food and water to give to you. So would you like to rest here?
Yeah,
Um,
Yep.
I think it's worth a try.
He just says thank you. Many.
So you all make yourself you make yourselves at home. And the next morning you wake up, everybody is well rested. Nobody had nightmares, anything like that.
Oh.
And you wake up just in time as you come into like the main area. You come in just in time to see a procession of people with that same pendant, all getting into the pews and and kind of settling down for prayers. And one person is in the back at the moment, kind of Dio, it's a rabbit pendant.
Okay.
But you see one person dressed much more. It's almost comical how much rabbit they have on them. Like we are a set of ears and a tail away from cosplay here. That's how big this is. Stand in the back, greeting each person who comes in.
That seems like as good of anyone for me to inquire with.
Idris is just gonna kind of walk up and stand next to Trip. Zilk, sorry.
That works. I was actually gonna see someone to come with me for this because Zilk is not great with interfacing with religious folk.
Dio, you have 3 seconds to tell me your parents' name before I make it up for you. So as you,
I'll be honest, I never fucking wrote it. I never made it up.
good luck. So anyway,
shit.
they, you see the
Can I
priest
go
turn
with
to
as
you.
well?
Yeah, you can. Turn to Zilk and go, "Oh, welcome, welcome. I hope you slept well. Welcome under the giant tail of thunder. Please,
Thank you.
please join us for morning prayer."
We intend to.
And then he turns to Idris and goes, "Idris, son of Elba,
Oh, fuck's sake.
is that you?" Yes, I stole that.
Oh,
Thank you,
God.
F7, for that suggestion.
Yeah, I saw that in chat as well.
That's really good.
Idris, son of Elba, is that you?
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's been a while. I've forgotten your
not-
name.
I have not seen you since Skibble, since you were running around in the temple over there. Literally just, oh my god, you got in so much trouble back there. I don't blame you for forgetting my name because, you know, you were only a child at that time. My name is Smith. So it's so glad to see you again, Idris, son of Elba.
Yeah, don't take this the wrong way. I've not done a lot with religion in the past many years. We do have some questions, and I might have an extra one or two.
Zilka's gonna kind of intentionally interrupt Idris so that way Idris doesn't make this think that we're a bunch of awful atheist like baby killers.
Oh my god!
Because I know firsthand how judgmental religious people can be.
Bunny killers, bunny killers.
Bunny killers, there you go. So Zilk being the paranoid that Zilk is gonna kind of turn what Idris is saying into things that don't scare this guy.
Okay.
We are not very familiar with the faith, but find ourselves in a situation where the aid of faith is what may decide if we live or die. So we're willing to learn about y'all's religion, and I need some guidance as to how to blend both religion and nature magic together to protect my friends from the abomination that is haunting them.
Yes, you spoke about this last night to the guards, they told me this morning. Idris, it is perfectly okay, because once you are under the foot of the bunny god, you're always under the foot of the bunny god. But please, we must commence morning prayers. So if you will join us, then we can talk afterwards.
Of course.
So he walks.
Sorry, I don't like to interrupt characters in character, but that was a time where Zilk would have interrupted Idris in character.
Yeah, and like Idris
was
is
floundering.
glad for it because Idris doesn't know how to speak to people very well.
Zilk would have given you like a pat on the back, like, it's alright. He's kind of intimidating with all that bunny going on.
So
Since Maddie and I assume probably Zyra are back, like at the back of the line at this point of people like getting up and going through, like going into this main hall where they were talking to Smith.
I ran out of
Maddie will
ideas.
just lean over. Maddie will just lean over to Zyra and just like, we are learning a lot about those two today.
Yeah, we are.
So he goes up to the front and starts leading the prayers, all of which are unimportant, and you guys kind of understand it. It's pretty much take the words of any religion and put them in bunny talk. That's what it is.
It's like Twitter turns on news headlines into uwu speech.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, Will?
Ew.
Ooh.
But anyway, so afterwards, everybody starts filing out, and Smith comes up to your group and says, "All right, let us talk in my chambers," and ushers you into the back room. He goes, "All right, what can I help you with?"
We have found ourselves in the gaze of a night hag.
Oh, I have not heard of one of those in a very long time. I thought they were all wiped out, were they not?
Their existence is news to me as well, but I have been told that my nature magic plus a little bit of holy water can create an effect that can at least temporarily protect someone from their hauntings.
You are talking about... I know what you're talking about. It is actually pretty common. So if I remember correctly, you need... And you see him kind of rotate in his chair, because he's got a spinny chair, because of course he does. And
Nice.
and
We love spinny chairs.
he's looking in the back, and he's just kind of stroking his chin. Look, you need... here it is. And he pulls out somewhere in between a jug and a vial of a mason jar.
Some might say a gile.
Yeah, a mason jar that is sealed. And he goes, "You are looking for this, aren't you? Holy water.
That is correct, yes.
Here, take it. You see,
Thank you very much.
you see, it's always nice to have one of our own carrots come back to the fold. And the company that he keeps seems to be very wise and very, very good. So here, take this. We might ask for a donation to the church."
I intend to do so. I do have a follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
It was also informed to me for chat. This was informed to me through DM whispers. Didn't know this. That there are certain clerical casters who are able to undo the effects of a night hag's embrace. Does your...
So Smith looks over the party. I'm assuming you're all together. Smith looks over and points to Idris, Yuzaria, and Zelthana and goes, "Those three, right?"
Yeah, that is correct.
"'Tis nothing." And you see him just kind of like start weaving his hands, and all of a sudden you see three magic, like almost tendrils of magic, go into each person. And if you had maximum HP damage, you no longer have maximum HP damage.
Oh, by the way, on my character sheet, I'm calling it the Flastical of Holy Water. I
Yes.
hope you enjoyed the name.
I'll take it.
Because I plan on keeping this on because I use shape water a lot too, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why
So
not
does
just
my-
have only your shape water?
So does my max HP go back up?
Yes, it goes back up to
Yes.
normal.
Does
Dio,
my
I hope.
current HP go up? Or does it stay at what it
Yeah,
was?
we'll say it does.
Sweet.
Okay.
Reason being is it's greater restoration, so why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I greatly appreciate what you have done for us.
Oh, no worries, no worries. All are welcome under the great tail of thunder. And it is
I'll-
our belief that we are to do good in this world, and to help out everyone who asks.
What's like is like bowing like a gesture of like a not like a full like knees bow, but like
Like
What
like
is
a
like a-
respectful.
yeah, is that
Yeah.
a thing here?
Yes. Basically, like, it's because you're not familiar. Like, the only one who is expected to do anything like that would be Idris. But yeah.
I'll get back to you on that. Let me just watch me rabbits for a minute and work something out.
I think he's trying to world build the Church of the Bunny in live.
I know.
Doing it live.
I mean, that's what I've been doing.
Live action.
He's
But
looking
anyway-
for inspiration from the bunnies.
Zilk is trying to figure out like some sort of gesture of gratitude and honor he can do here that's not just
Yeah,
putting money in
bowing-
his hand. Because like, he does intend to donate to the statues outside, but
Bowing is respectful in this, and Idris knows that
Okay.
every conversation with a priest or priestess or like anybody who's involved in the church, minus just like regular attendees, a respectful bow is what is expected. But because you're not actually from the church, you don't know
Right.
that.
no, yeah. Zilk was like, okay, what do you do as like a big thank you? So he'll bow and be like, we appreciate your selfless aid of us. It means a lot. I was very skeptical. Grew up not religious, so it's something I've come around to with age. And thank you for being a good first impression. And he'll also reach out to shake the cleric's hand.
So you see Smith kind of bow just a little bit lower than you, and he goes, "The pleasure is all mine." You see, and then shakes your hand and goes, "You see, many religions around confuse the idea of what religion and power are. Religion is the power to give to others. But what these other religions do, the quote mainstream religions do, is that they look for power because of the people."
Ooh, I'm loving this guy spitting IRL accurate religious commentary. I'm very here for it.
You are welcome. There's a reason I'm
Also-
a pagan.
Yeah,
Oh,
Also,
shit,
those
that
rabbit
was-
pendants are very cute.
they are.
Yes, would you like one of them? We sell them for 10 gold each. And all proceeds
I will
go.
buy one.
And all proceeds go towards those here in the temple and helping others who come by or we help out in the city.
Maddie Maddie will absolutely buy a rabbit pendant.
Okay.
Do you by any chance have like? This might seem like a weird question, but like a children's toy bunny or like a statue bunny, because I sometimes get. I kind of would be interested in like a cute little fluffy bunny of the bunny of fun.
Aww.
No.
So we have some craftsmen working.
I
in
promise
the
there's a
temple.
reason for this.
I don't care if there's a reason or not. I love this.
I thought it was also a
there's
cute idea.
there's a craftsman who actually makes these. Which out of our 5 bunnies, which one would you like? I can describe it if you want.
Yes,
Right.
please.
So the thunder one is the main statue, and it's got actual like bolts of lightning coming out from one foot. The willow one, which was Rain, was like a bunny holding an umbrella. You see the
Aww.
one for farming is like the
Very
bunny's holding like a hoe and actually starting to like till the land. The one for speed is just a bunny in full like stretched out running mode. And there's a 5th, and I forget what it is now.
I
Notes.
mean, you only mentioned 4 a minute ago.
Oh, no, I said 5,
No,
There was the one above all.
Which was
Which one was
Thunder.
that?
which was thunder. Yeah, that's the
Thunder,
one
yeah.
that has the lightning coming out of his foot.
Okay.
You
Blue?
only said
Baloo's
No.
not the missing one?
It was just
No.
Willow, Chase, Baloo, and Thunder.
Thunder, Chase, Willow, Blue. I mean, if you want to include Hero on that list.
Yeah, and then there's another bunny who has a helmet on and like has like a tiny little short sword in it, like cradled up against the side of his hand.
Okay, that one is really adorable. That's definitely the one I'm going for.
All right, we actually sell these for 25 because they do take a lot of craftsman work.
I will happily hand over the 25 for a plushie. Actually, ooh, do I want the farmer or do I want the little soldier?
You can get both.
I think I want. I don't have much money, buddy. If I could do that without like dooming my future being able to buy things, I would. I'm just gonna buy one though. I'm going to buy the little farmer bunny.
Okay. So you hand the
I'm
dog.
trying
He hands over the farmer and goes, "Thank you very much."
So I'm trying to scroll back and find a picture of Hero, and I just found Baby Bunny as a baby bunny, and it's
Aw.
fucking adorable.
Would you like to hear the other reason I did this?
Yes.
Not only Zilk is going to keep this where he sleeps because of my feature where fey creatures can visit me in the night when I'm sleeping. So now, if my fairy dragon visits me at night, it can curl up by the plushie and sleep.
Oh, that's
It
so
would be a little
cute.
small because like it's an encounter table of things that can show up or a DM's discretion. One of the things that show up is also a full-size unicorn. It's a little too small for that to use.
Yeah.
But if the fairy dragon I just met visits me in the night when I'm sleeping, it can cuddle with the bunny.
So I want to point out, I did not plan on this being like so wholesome. At this point.
I'm so glad we made it a wholesome session because I needed a wholesome session after how my week has been.
Yeah. Even though like what is haunting you and what is coming up is pure nightmare fuel.
Oh yeah, no, we were on the precipice of nightmare fuel. We needed this wholesome like party grows together
Yes.
cuteness before we deal with a motherfucking night hag and crew.
Yeah. So you so the Smith goes, "Is there anything else I might be able to help you with?"
There's one thing for me, Smith. I had a dream separate to the dream from ouchies. We fought a lot of kobolds in a dungeon, and then I dreamt of kobolds, and one of them jumped at me with a lot of lightning coming out of his chest, and like that was transferred to me, and then I went to hit a different kobold, and as I hit him, my axe transferred some of that lightning to him, and I have no idea what it means.
You were visited by thunder? Have you tried? Can you channel this?
We've surprisingly not actually hit anything a lot recently.
Here, pull out your weapon. Pull out your weapon.
Just pulls out this massive fucking great axe.
You see him kind of look over your hand. I see. You have been visited by thunder. Use this power well. Thunder grants people great abilities. So the fact that you were visited by thunder, it's a very good omen. So use it wisely. And watch out for the madness that can happen.
Oh! Okay!
But that won't be for a while now. It's normally when you
Okay.
get towards the end of your life. I do have to warn you, though, that if you do get Thunder's gifts, people tend to not die in their sleep. They tend to die in very loud, very bright ways.
I mean, that's more fun.
And that's more Idris, so...
Yeah.
It really
That is, in fact, more Idris.
Now, is there anything else I can do before we start afternoon prayers?
No, I think we're good with that. I have to go and give some more silver to Thunder now.
Yeah, you do. So you see Smith stand up and give a very very courteous bow and go, "Thank you all for gracing me with your presence. Go in the strength of thunder, with the speed of fuck.
Jeez.
with the speed of chase.
The speed of
Okay.
The
Okay.
speed of fuck.
I think I killed our hunter, our ranger. But yeah, with the speed of chase, and starts to kind of usher you out into the main area.
Idris will go, kind of kneel, get like on one knee in front of the statue, kind of looking up at it, kind of just thinking, and then we'll put 50 silver
Okay.
on the plate in front of the statue, on top of the 5 copper that you put there before.
All right. Anyone else want
And
to
then-
give to the bunny gods?
Maddie will drop in 10 copper.
Okay.
I gave 25 gold to the bunny gods. That's about all I can
All right.
I also paid
justify.
10 gold for an amulet.
Yeah. This is where they start guilt tripping you, and they look down, and they're like, "Really? That's it." I'm joking.
Zelthana will not.
Okay.
Valid.
So what is your next
Hey.
move?
Zoe would. Zelthana won't though.
Yeah, no, that's very fair for Zelthana not to.
I think I made the cutest religion ever on
Yes.
complete whim.
Indeed.
Zelthana
Well-
is kind of preoccupied with another religion that's kind of taken over her life at the moment.
Just slightly.
I'll also say, after we visited the Feywild, and then rested in the Bunny Church, during Maddie's trance, she, kind of unbeknownst to her, like, you all will see this effect on her, but she hasn't noticed it herself yet. She's no longer a spring Eladrin.
Oh.
Oh.
Hmm.
Twist
She
of
is
the century.
now into summer.
Neat.
Nice.
Nice.
Which
Also-
is something that was added to the new print of Eladrin. You can
Yeah.
change in a trance.
Also, summer is much more fitting for Maddie, in my opinion.
No.
That kind of fierceness of dew, the power of dew.
But now there are like bright yellows, little hints of oranges and reds. Not quite the same way that you would see in an autumn Eladrin, but a very brightly colored. The pink blossoms are now look fiery in nature.
Yes.
And she herself
Fire.
hasn't quite noticed this yet.
As you walk out of the temple, you feel that weight that was lifted off you while you're inside is back. You
Ow.
feel like you're being watched, and it just feels like something is constantly off.
Does everyone in the party feel this? Even the
Yes.
people who weren't previously haunted?
Everybody does.
Well, welcome to the real world, I guess.
So,
Again.
how do we find this thing? How do we kill this thing? How do we stop this thing?
Well, there's a couple courses of action that come to mind. One, we let Aether do his best before the court. Because I have a feeling the court would not authorize a night hag to come attack a group of people who don't have a quarrel with the Fae. That's not their style. If you have a problem with the Fae kill you. Otherwise, unless you, go out of your way to make an enemy of the Fae, I have a feeling they might help, but it'll take time. I think, for now, we're going to have to sleep in shifts. Using this magic I got, it's going to deplete my magical resources. Because I can't do this more than once. I can protect one person at a time. So, it might be a matter of sleeping in twos and one of us taking a risk, one of us protected,
Okay.
or we still got crap to do. We still gotta, help the queen. I feel like this night hag problem, since it has to physically come to you, whoever they're haunting, do you think maybe we should try and get here to come here sooner rather than later to nip this in the bud? Or should we try and do business as usual until the opportunity presents itself where they make themselves known, or like they come to attack at a time that's opportune for us?
Uh,
I have a feeling they might just continue to try to whittle us down.
That's what I'm afraid
Yeah.
of.
I'm not.
is is there any chance that leaving it will cause it to try and harm other people? That was Elle, not me.
Unlikely. My gut says that we weren't chosen by chance. It just, considering its visit happened right after we agreed to help stop an evil person controlling the monarchy, and the fact that that's when the strike started happening.
Sorry.
Monarchy.
The fact that that's when that happened, I don't believe in coincidences, and that would be one hell of a coincidence.
I'm sorry. That was just funny, Trev.
It's intentional. He intentionally has an extra bad Southern accent.
It's great.
It's the charm of their
It's just a tad silly. Just a tad
charm
silly.
of their Fey Giant self. Because I couldn't think of an accent for a Fey Giant that wasn't offensive besides exaggerated Southern accent. I think that's the least
Fair enough.
offensive you can go.
Because as we all know, you cannot offend Southern people.
Well, no, I'm a Southerner.
We're both Southerners.
Yeah, so I'm just amplifying the accent I used to have.
Ample?
We
Ample?
yeah, Amp's a Southerner too. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Welcome, brother, to the Southerner, man.
And then Maddie was also in the Feywild.
Well, I
Oh, God,
mostly
is
I
Maddie
chose
sick?
it for the giant part because normally,
Yeah,
Giants
start talking
look
with
like-
a Southern accent.
I'm not doing
yeah,
that.
no, normally
Aw.
giants like don't they normally they speak odd, but that actually dates back to like the Greeks being racist against the island folk who they base their giants on,
Mm.
and I'm like, frick that noise, let's make them Southern.
Fair.
So what's the plan?
But
So,
It sounds like we kind of, I don't know. This sounds like a party vote time. Do we want to try and specifically bait the night hag before we continue adventuring, or do we want to continue adventuring with the nagging hag? Just
The
kind of
nagging hag.
the nagging hag, just kind of like a sort of Damocles over our heads.
So
how would you
God
suggest
would
we
also
bait it
like
out?
to say something that you all know that there is a library in town, the most extensive library in the kingdom.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Other options you have is ask around. You could try.
I forgot about the library thing.
You could try to get a message into the princess. Like, there are more options than just the two you're listing.
That's true. Those were just the two that had been mentioned in character up to
Yeah.
this point. I am down for a third option because I'm not sure either of those are great options. I do.
I do love me a secret third thing.
Yeah.
They're not good options, honestly.
No.
I'm gonna vote for the secret third thing.
You know, I had totally forgotten
Me
about the
too.
extensive library thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a really good idea.
Alright, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say let's do that then.
Yeah, that sounds like a Zelthana
Yeah.
idea suggest.
Yeah.
Let's all go to the library.
He
Let's
just hears a
all
mention
go to
of
the
books
library.
and just sighs and
I feel like Zilk is
dragging
kind
his
of
feet.
becoming the unofficial leader of the group at this point anyway.
I didn't mean for
I
that to
know.
happen. I was like,
I'm fine with it. I think it works for your character.
okay, cool.
Mhm.
It was never my intention.
You're the one. You're you're one of the more outspoken ones, and you're not Idris. and you have
Hey, what's that meant to mean?
it means Idris is a fucking idiot, Dio.
Yeah.
I'll take it as a compliment, thanks.
and you're the one with like actual character ties to the story that's happening. So I feel like it makes the most sense if of any of us to be the kind of leader of the group for it to be you.
All right, I can live with that. To the library.
Let's all go to. All right, so it's in the early afternoon when you arrive at the library. This library is extensive. I actually have to look up a picture of this library to show you the library because it is based off a real library. So this, because I'm a nerd, please hold. I am trying to get everything settled here because I really wasn't prepared for this. I'm just showing this off because I'm cool. What? No. What? Oh, for fuck's sake. I have to save it. So anyway, this library is just massive. We're talking... You have not seen a library this big in all your life. It is just astounding. The architecture, the way that things operate and move. It is just the best in every way possible.
It's the best around.
But anyway, it's but yeah, you're looking at this and kind of going like, whoa, this is massive. At the very foot, or like in the very center, is a thing where you can ask for help in things that you're looking for.
Sounds like we're going to the
library
help.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just kind of walks up to the help desk first and not really understanding why they are there. That's really small.
Yeah, it's the best I could do because these pictures are so old.
Not
this-
realizing why they are there, Idris kind of asks, "Where are the books on Limbo?" I learn more.
Oh, you were looking for.
It
the
is a
sports
national
section.
sport. There are
Yeah, you're looking for the sports section. If you go to shelf or like bookcase 480, turn right. You'll eventually run into 620. It is on the 19th shelf. From there, there's a ladder that's already attached to that bookshelf.
Thank you. And he just kind of wanders off and does his own thing for a while, reading
Uh,
books about
quick
Limbo.
history lesson. This is the Cincinnati Library, and this
I want
was
to go to this so bad.
this was the Cincinnati Library back in the like early 1900s, and each one of those floors, if you look really closely, you can see a banister. So each one of those had a very narrow walkway to get to all those bookshelves, and it was like 5 or 6 high.
Oh.
It was massive, and I wish they wouldn't have redesigned it because it was really cool.
But yeah, Idris is swatting up on Limbo.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised by that. Like, this is Zilk watching that occur. Like, you know, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised by that. Excuse me. How does one? Two things. One, how does one rent books from here? And two, how does one find a book on a certain subject?
Oh, well, we have many ways to look it up. Everything is in different sections. We also have what we're calling the MUI decimal system. It's also available for use. Thank you. I'm proud of that one. Thank you.
My
You
hand,
should
my
be.
one hand is on push to talk, so I can't clap for you. But imagine I am.
Okay. fair enough.
Thank you.
You are quite.
We're
Now, what is it? What's the subject that you're actually looking for?
we are interested in something. Learning about a kind of monster.
Oh, you're monster hunters then? Are you rising?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Oh
Never
my
mind.
god.
Thank you. Somebody got the reference. So you're monster hunters then?
Monster Hunter Rising.
Oh,
God can make groaning jokes. Anyway,
yes,
yeah,
you can.
yeah. What's you're monster hunters, huh?
Yes, we do seem to find ourselves in that occupation, albeit a little bit unintentionally.
You know, and you see the librarian kind of put her arms on like the, you know how library desks are where they have like the little like counter on top and then like the workspace underneath. She leans on the counter on top and just goes, you know, I've always wondered what it would be like to be a monster hunter, going out on those adventures and risking life and limb every single day. That sounds so romantic, doesn't it?
Well, I've lost limb on adventure, and I will say I did not find it very romantic, having my leg pulled off. But I can understand how the thrill could give that illusion.
But think of the stories you would have. Like, you know, have you read the one on Sabulus and the dragon where he went in with his sword and just BAM! Straight in the middle of the throat, and it just melted around him. Oh, that seems so good. That'd be so much fun to do.
Be careful what you say about dragons, because my friend here.
She said
My friend here.
Oh no! I wouldn't kill that dragon. I'm talking like the ancient dragons, the ones that are like 90 feet tall and breathe fire, and with one swoosh of their wing, they can knock an entire city down. Those are the ones I'm talking about, not your little cute dragon.
Oh, but that reminds me.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, could I are there books on like dragon prophecies or something?
Dragon prophecies? Yes, there are. That is in section 980. Yeah, that's in section 980. But the entire section is just dragons and dragon prophecies. You know, we would have to find like specific book titles.
Oh, okay.
Yes, F7. The librarian would kill the dragon when it's 100% grown and like 900 years old.
Yeah.
And going
So I was
insane.
gonna whisper like,
That's
might
fucking rude.
I might also have to look in that section for some more information on fairy dragons, because I'll be honest, I didn't know they were a thing that is still around.
Yeah.
Zilk whispers that. Because earlier Zilk was whispering into the church to use about the encounter with the fairy dragon.
Ye-
So she looks at Zilk. Now, what can I help you with? You said you were looking for a specific...
Yes, specifically hags.
Hags. And she kind of looks surprised. Why do you want to read up on hags?
Unfortunately, out of necessity.
Hang on. And she turns to the side and you hear just like... just ruffling of papers and like, you know, the like a couple of sheets fly up in the air. Ah, right here. If you go to section 1420, shelf 3, and that is roughly you just go to section 1420, turn left, it'll be right there for you. The
Thank
book
you very
title
much.
the book title is Hags, and what the hell are you thinking fighting them?
You know what? That's an accurate surmise. Thank you.
No problem.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Hags are primarily a fayish creature, correct?
Yes.
Is that section regarding other creatures, or is it regarding other faiths?
Clarify, please.
Section on Feywild.
Oh, section. Yes, that's the section on Feywild. Is there a specific Fey that you want to look up?
Not a creature, a location.
Location. Which location?
Any information on the Blench, or specifically Mount Wydell, the Blench?
When it comes to the Feywild?
Yes.
Yeah. Hang on. Again, rustling of papers, slamming of books.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's actually if you go to shelf 3 in that section, and then you just look probably about 7 bookcases back, there's a section on Feywild locations and how they actually mirror our world. So you can look in there for that information.
Thank you.
If I were to guess, I would say the Blench information would be probably around shelf 9.
Thank you very much. And Maddie will head in that direction, probably following Zilk, who is heading in a similar direction.
Zilk hasn't left yet. Zilk is planning on having a little, like, chat with the party before we all separate to get our books.
Idris is already gone.
separated.
Yeah, to prevent everyone from going off in separate directions and having to find each other again in this big, massive library, Zilk's gonna, like, be like, okay, let's all get our books, go to, like... Sorry. I'm saying what he will say, so I don't need to... Yeah. Basically say, hey, how about we take our books and all go find the same place and read them as we discuss it.
Option, my son flies around and grabs all of the books.
Also
Okay.
like that option.
Alright, Zell, would you like to go anywhere specific in the library?
I'll be honest, I'm very dissociated right now, so I'm just gonna follow Zilk.
Okay.
Would you like me to DM you something that you might want a book about that you told me about?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
do that.
Because I remember you telling me some stuff, and your character might be interested in learning a bit about
So,
this.
we're going to go really quick, rapid fire through some things. Idris,
Yeah.
are you still deciding that religion?
Yeah, this is slightly something else, but just
Okay.
Idris is learning about
So,
limbo and how to get better at limbo.
okay, so you read through the books, and you read, instead of going for the basic how-to limbo books, you went for the advanced tactics book. And now you get a +2 to all your limbo-related rolls.
Fucking sweet!
Maddie,
How the fuck do I have
Yeah.
that on here somehow?
you have to remember it. Maddie, as you look through the books, you find a book called The Blench and the Fae. As you flip through this book, you realize that the specific mountain that you're looking at one point was a gateway. But since, in the last couple of years, they've noticed that there's been fluctuations, so that the gateway actually doesn't always lead to the Feywild. So you can walk through it one time and still stay on material, one time to the Feywild, another time to a completely different realm. You also get a +2 for anything Feywild related in the Blench.
Gotcha.
Yuzaria looks through the books and finds Uniting the Dragons. And it is a book it's a book about a prophecy about one person who would stand above all others, who was able to unite all the dragonflights into one big dragonflight and unite against the evil in the world. You get a +2 on any rolls about dragons.
Nice.
Nice.
I think I'm going to listen to Trip
Okay.
and have a look at. Let's go with demonology.
Ooh, demonology. Okay. Anything specific in demonology?
Nope, because I don't know what there is.
Okay. So you find a book that looks very interesting, and it's simply titled The Plains, but spelled Planes. So as you're reading over this, you realize that there are certain creatures that are very connected to not only the realm of hell, but also to the Feywild. And a lot of the demons, the denizens of hell, will use the Feywild as a bridge between their realm and the material realm. You get a +2 to all demon-related rolls.
Okay.
We're all getting so smart. Look at us.
Smarticle particles.
Nobody ever wants to go to the library because it's a library, but no, there are pluses.
Oh, I freaking love my Dragonborn I'm playing in a different campaign has the Sage background, specifically so they have better librariness and they can find any book.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay, Zilk.
Hi.
So you go over and you find the book in question, Hags and Why the Hell You're Fighting Them.
Yeah.
You learn
For-
this book is probably the most detailed book you've ever seen on all type of hags. You learn that they can change shape at will to any humanoid creature. You also know that they can only haunt somebody once per day.
Ah,
And
that is good information we did not have before.
And the hags can go from the material to the ethereal plane at will.
Ooh. Ethereality. Wow. Ethereality. Ethereality is scary.
Yeah, yes it is. The other thing you learn is that most hags do not go into direct combat. They will try and wear you down. They will try to chip away at you until they can actually kill you. And if they do need anything done, like battle-wise, they will normally send out minions. Some get just one super strong minion. Others will have an army of minions. But they tend to stay with more undead creatures or creatures that have been cursed.
Interesting. That'll help us distinguish what we're dealing with. If it's a hag poke or if it's something, because so far what we fought with what's his name's forces, what little we have encountered of them, no undeads were amongst that number. So that may help us.
You get a +2 for any hag related rolls.
Nice.
Am I being too nice? I feel like I'm being too
No,
nice.
I don't think so.
No.
No, of course you're not being too nice.
I think genuinely you just like giving us a lot of stuff and also like a little bit of leeway is just making this a much more enjoyable experience for a lot of us, especially those of us who aren't super experienced with D&D. It's a nice like first in air quotes go at it.
Well, my philosophy is if you're willing to go a little bit extra, then I'm going to give you something for it. You know, I'm not just going to be like, oh yeah, you can do something extra and then nothing happens, you know?
Yeah.
Which is appreciated because that's not always the case.
I know.
Also, now going forward, Zilk will definitely be asking you Zarya questions about, because Zilk, I realized chat can't see this. Zilk and Zarya were whispering in the church earlier because Zilk was like, "Did you know like fairy dragons are a thing?" Like, I kind of figured they were a thing because I'd heard of them, but I'd never like seen one before. They're freaking adorable. And he mentioned that's why he got the plushies because he knows he knows about the Feywild connection. He knows that Fey creatures can visit Fey when they're sleeping to like communicate or just in general. It's a blessing and a curse. So he's gonna leave out the plushie when he's sleeping for whatever Fey decides to show up.
That is absolutely adorable.
It is.
So, by the time that you gather all this knowledge together, to answer your question, you cannot rent room, or you cannot, like, borrow books. They all have to stay there.
I was wondering. I figured as such, based on the fact that we got the +2s, probably meant that we had to do this research in the library,
Yes.
which makes a lot of sense.
How dare I do that? I need to stop doing that.
Stop
Anyway.
doing what?
Making sense.
Oh.
You're like, stop doing it. What are you talking about? Anyway, by the time you get out of the library, it is, I would say, like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Well, I will say I'm leaving feeling more confident than when I entered.
That's good.
I mean,
Yep.
now I think I could really take a poo on that limbo.
Oh my god!
I will say, now that I have read this, I do think that, if possible, trying to avoid an outright fight with this hag would be a good idea. Not just because, it's a hard fight as it is. I feel hags seem to be very intelligent creatures. I feel like they just want something from us.
But what could that be?
I'm not sure. But, I think, obviously, if we have to, we should, kill it. if the opportunity arises itself. But if the opportunity doesn't arise itself, maybe negotiation could be possible. Especially if she sends her minions for us, we could intentionally let a minion live to send her a message and say we're open to negotiation.
We tend to be very pacifist. Like we keep trying to negotiate stuff instead of just fighting.
It's
I
actually
did
a
kind
really
of-
good idea.
I actually do really want to fight something.
Yes.
I also, I am
Yeah,
a combat
true, but
addict. However, Zilk picks fights he knows he can win for sure.
Yeah.
And that's his thing, is if he doesn't know he'll win a fight for sure, he'll try and talk his way out. If he knows he'll win a fight for sure, he takes the fight for sure. But there hasn't been a fight since the kobolds. that
Also,
they
I've
felt
always
that
found
confident.
I've always found campaigns mostly center around fighting anyway, but I love having the idea that you don't have to. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
there are options.
I mean, it's also just fault of the rules being like 90% combat oriented.
Yeah,
Right.
That's very
And
true.
that's props to Anna as a DM for, like, when we decided, hey, let's try and RP our way, like, to try and avoid fight if we don't have to, because the first one was just some people who wanted money, clearly. The second one were just some animals who felt threatened. I appreciate that Anna as a DM didn't railroad us into making us fight those encounters.
Ah,
We came up with reasonable ways around them. I really appreciate that.
it's
Another
no.
high five to God.
High five.
what I would also really appreciate is a very quick pee break.
Yeah,
We can
I
do
would
that.
say
Possible?
this
All right.
session has been a lot for old Trip, so Trip also probably needs about 5 minutes if we could.
So let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 5. Everybody go get a drink, go to the bathroom. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you.
Thank
yeah,
you.
I'm starting to find my physical limit hits me at about 3-4 hours.
I'm starting
We're
to find
getting
I
there.
start dissociating after a couple hours.
That's
Uh,
also which is
I
yeah.
have been very quiet for the last First thing I sent you.
Are we all back?
What
No,
thing?
Are we all back?
DMs,
Nope.
The what thing that you sent me?
the persona background thingy.
Oh yeah, you added the bit of the background.
Yeah.
I
just something
like that
like
much
before.
more now.
Lucky, stop.
Yeah,
Please.
totally.
You're hurting me.
F7, what if the party runs into Cobalt Kobolds? I would have to make kobolds. I don't know. Yeah, that would be a very interesting thing though. Yeah, this between us, you know, between the viewers and I, this is not how I imagined this session to go. But God, I love it. I think we all needed kind of like a little cute session or a little RP session to lighten things up. I gave them opportunities to fight. They can't argue that. They cannot argue that.
General, you could have also gone with like something Demon Lord specific, or just
The three things Trip suggested were the Netherrealm or Demonology, or if Zell didn't want to out herself, Eldritch Studies. I'm beyond caring.
Hi.
Why are you beyond caring?
Dissociation go burr, I assume.
Yeah.
Play with dog?
Dog in lounge.
Go get dog.
Dog
Lounging
probably
dog.
Oh, there she goes. I'm
Lounging
guessing
dog go
either an animal appeared on the television, or what is equally as likely is someone outside on the street breathed too loudly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that there. Yeah, that sounds like up there.
I did not expect
Also,
that.
fact.
I just googled something because I was curious, and there is in fact a fan-made Persona tabletop RPG.
Oh god.
Want to hear something really? There's something really funny about Zelthana choosing Demonology. Why I suggested it?
Mhm.
For the Dragonborn character, I decided to read part of an actual Demonology book called Solomon's Hammer.
Demonology is really interesting.
It really is.
Yeah. Anyway, are we all back?
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Roll call. have
Roll
lunch
call,
now.
Maddie!
Ah!
Zelthana!
Oh, sorry.
So.
Yo.
Yuzaria!
This one.
Idris, son of Elba.
Sup?
Alright, we're all here. So when we went to break...
Excuse me, you forgot my dragon.
my
Steve,
boy, are
my
you
son.
here?
Son!
My son, are
My
you here?
Yes, he is.
Are you here, my son?
Okay, so
He is.
you are leaving the library, and it is like 9-10 o'clock at night. So all the shops are closing. Everybody's kind of getting settled into bed. What is the group doing?
Well, it sounds like we should prepare ourselves for another night where the hag might visit.
Okay.
And from my research, she does her little sappy thing once per night.
Sappy thing. Sorry.
There are 5 of us. 3 of you have already been chosen. So, I think the most logical course of action is I use my protective measures on the one who hasn't been attacked yet. I stay awake. They sleep. And then the rest of the 3 of you, it's up to you. I find they are being as tactical as I think they are, without them having the knowledge that we now know they are there. They will continue to go in turn. If I don't sleep, I won't be affected. If I use this on Maddie, she won't be affected. So that covers 2 bases, which means outside of a repeat, we should theoretically be alright. I will, however, have to sleep tomorrow, and I don't know if I can concentrate on the spell while I'm asleep. So that will be an experiment in possibly pain. but it's something I'm gonna have to deal with for the good of the group.
Well, I mean, we can't let you suffer, and if we need you to be on top of your game, I mean, how long does it take to affect if someone stays up and they see you rocking and rolling, can they like nudge you awake and you're fine, or will that still hurt?
I'm unsure. I was not able to encounter Zarya at the start of her episode, but I do believe that waking the victim from consciousness could be effective. Did the Hag book indicate anything about this potentiality?
I'll give you a. It would be a knowledge check, so that'd be wisdom check.
Oh, lovely.
Plus
I
your
will
two.
roll wisdom.
With your fancy +2 for hag checks.
Is it proficient wisdom?
Yes.
Okay, so +8 on the roll then. Hell
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
How's a 27?
It's not bad. It's not bad. So, you know that the book indicated that if you wake up a person who is afflicted by these nightmares quick enough, then there will be no lasting pain or problems.
Excellent.
It did not say how long that is.
Right. All right. And okay. So, I think the most rational course of action is that henceforth we sleep alternatingly. 3 awake, 3 asleep. Oh, wait, there's not 6 of us, there's 5 of us. So, we make sure every person sleeping has an awake person watching them. Or, I guess...
I mean, if we've got it at the end of the day and you can cast your protection spell, then that's one extra person that can sleep.
That's true. So if I protect Maddie, for instance, because that's my hunch who's the next target, I stay awake. Then someone stays awake with me. The other 2 should be safe to sleep, because we can each watch one.
Yeah.
And Maddie's protecting my
Can I
Maddie.
target it at all if I don't actually sleep?
I don't know that for certain. I don't know if your trance counts as sleeping for these kind of attacks.
Hold on. Please hold.
Please
I
hold.
can-
God is searching. Please hold. God is searching.
Because out of character, I'm pretty sure Zilk can get attacked, even though they're, like, Feywild connected. I think just because Zilk doesn't dream like dream, they can still get given a nightmare.
The other thing is I
Also-
can't be magically put to sleep either.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure.
Hang on.
That is an excellent point. I don't know.
That
Well,
is
it's
part
not-
of the trance feature, is that I don't need to sleep and that magic can't put...
I mean, it's not putting you to sleep.
Cool.
It's affecting you while you're sleeping. So it's
Uh,
whether the trap
Zilk-
counts.
Zilk, roll another wisdom check.
Can do.
I don't know if this even matters if I ask you to roll a wisdom check anymore, because you can literally take a freaking take a 10.
I got a 14.
Okay, so you know the book also mentioned that it affects people in their sleep. Did not mention anything about like trances or seances.
Sleep alternatives. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for peace of mind, I would rather have you be protected than us find out you can't be protected. Or because I don't want to use you. I don't want to use you as an experiment. That feels unethical to me. Because you're my friend, and I don't want to use you as bait for this monster.
I appreciate that. I also just wanted to note the fact that I don't truly sleep in regard having every sleeping person within awake. Because if somebody got the short end of the stick, they'd be awake 2 nights in a row.
That is a very good point, and something I do think we will consider going forward. In which
So
case,
I'm volunteering myself for that position,
I
considering
appreciate
I
you doing that.
am still conscious during that meditation.
In which case, now might be the logical night to see if I can hold protection over myself while sleeping because you and I are the only two who haven't been stricken yet.
That is correct.
So I'm more willing to put myself out there as bait than I am to put you out there as bait. If that's all right with the group.
Is it an actual spell that you're casting?
Indeed, it is.
So you have to maintain concentration.
Right. Can you concentrate asleep? I don't know.
No.
You might count as incapacitated, in which case, no.
Okay.
But I ask that, and this is going to be an out-of-character question, because I'm sure
I'm
how
not sure.
magically intelligent Maddie is. But is it something that you could, considering, like, if we found, like, the correct, like, vendor or something to do so, is that a spell that you could potentially make a scroll of and have someone cast?
Zilk should be wise enough to do that.
Not to
I
mention,
think
you can find people to put, to make that into a scroll. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's no problem.
Also, it's not an uncommon spell to have. It's like a staple spell among holy casters. Which is why I had to go get holy water for it. Because that is specified as a material component, is that you have to use either holy water or sprinkle powdered iron or silver over the target. Or, in the case of holy water, you can just tiny splash, they're good.
So if we decide sleeping order,
I do believe sleeping order will be... I do... Out of character, I kind of want to use Maddie as a test to see if tranced people can be asleep. Out of character, I don't think Zilk is willing to do that. So I think it'll be Zilk protecting... Well, actually, it has a duration of 10 minutes. So if I notice someone moving in their sleep, I can just cast it
You can zap them.
and just zap the hag in the dream.
very true. Very
So I might just-
true.
Exap!
I'll just do that. That just seems like a much better idea. And we use a scroll to protect me when I have to sleep. Because I did look up the exhaustion rules about this when we were talking about my leg.
Mm-hmm.
The most by raw you can stay awake in a row is 3 nights before fatigue hits.
Damn.
But you can long rest without sleeping. But it's ambiguous as to how many times you can do that. So I was going to kind of say, like, 3 is going to be Zilk's maximum. Even if by raw you can technically do more than that. I think, given Zilk, I'm going to limit myself to 3. Just so that way we don't have someone in the party who's just never affected by the hag. Because that just feels kind of... I don't know. That makes sense?
Yes.
That way it's a party threat, not just an everyone but Zilk threat.
All right. So you guys find a room. It is it's like a dormitory room, but the only people inside of it is y'all. Please hold while I move you there.
So staying up is going to be Zilk and Yuzaria, because Yuz got to sleep twice the other day. Yesterday.
Please arrange yourself. Now, I'm just going to let you all arrange yourself in any order that you would like. So, as long as it's in the room, and we'll just call the beds there. Sound good? Sound good.
Mhm.
I'll be nice. I didn't feel
And-
like looking for beds.
Fair. Also, since Maddie
Oh,
trances,
shit.
that's only half the time.
That is true. It's only 4 hours for a rest instead of the standard 8.
So
Damn.
Zilk will at least could short rest under Maddie's supervision.
That
All
is
right.
true.
That sounds risky, but so I'll probably try that tomorrow night, which will be the last night Zilk will be able to physically stay awake.
Who
I mean, to be
is...
fair, depending on how we split it up, we can do 2-2 while Maddie rests. So someone stays up for 2 hours as part of the long rest, then sleeps for 6, and then someone sleeps for 2, wakes up for 2, and then goes to sleep for 4, 1, and then Maddie covers the last 4 because they're finished there.
Right. I mean, yeah, I guess that could work, but it does say for long rest it has to be continuous.
Yep.
But it doesn't have to all be sleep.
I mean, if you're kind of awake, just sat, keeping an
Mm-hmm.
eye, not really doing fuck all, is still resting.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good idea by Dio, which you won't hear very often. Or anyway,
Wow.
I have the good ideas. Idris doesn't. Got it.
I love you, buddy. I felt like that thing was necessary in context. That is a good point. That a long rest doesn't have to just be sleep. So I'll be
'Cause
honest. Probably
otherwise,
between
like-
sessions, I will probably work out like a sleep chart and calculate all the math out because I'm one of those people.
The fact I have somehow made sleeping complicated.
Sleeping is scary, okay? Like, not so much for me, but everyone else's hit points are precious.
Yeah, I already don't have enough to keep myself alive lately, because I almost got. If I didn't have that dexterity saving throw, I would have gone down outright to that explosion.
How
All
much
right.
do you have?
So who is
Now
sleeping?
I have 33.
Who is sleeping? Who is not?
Why do I have so much
Oh,
more
sorry,
than
I'm 35.
everyone? I never get hit.
What?
Uh,
How much do you
rolls.
have?
I have 38.
Rangers
Oh,
are pretty beefy.
I'm on
Rangers are a
49.
little bit beefy.
Yeah, they are. Okay.
We've got a bulky party for the most part, but yeah.
Who,
So it's
who is sleeping?
let's
who is
let's
not?
put the awake on the left side, sleeping on the right side.
Okay.
You
Work
just
this out.
passed the fuck out already.
What am I doing?
Am I doing my trance?
Yes.
So you're in the middle.
Okay. I'm halfway between sleep and awake.
I think Zelthana is sleeping, so
Which side is sleeping?
Right
me,
side.
next to me.
Right side.
Once we've
Hello.
worked out who is sleeping, so Maddie, go over to the right side. Zil, can you
But
Zarya?
I'm between sleep and not sleep.
Well, so the people, the character can position themselves for Zilk to either cast left or right with protection from good and evil, and use to just kind of slap you.
Wake up!
Since
Just
you're already
pour
conscious,
Cold water.
since you're already partially conscious, you won't need as much help.
Yeah,
The other two might.
I am still conscious during my trance.
Right. These
So-
two are not. So Zilk is going to be kind of uncomfortably close, making sure they're within touch range.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm supposed to slap him, I should also do that.
So y'all go to sleep with people literally just staring at you the entire night. All right, cool.
Zilk can hide if it would make you two feel better.
I mean, Idris
I have a
just
question.
has
Yes.
passed the fuck out and started snoring already.
Could the night tag stuff technically also affect the dragon?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
That would be very mean.
No. there's-
Okay.
Okay, so in your sleep, Zilk, you start noticing that Zelfana is kind of starting to writhe in her sleep a lot.
Oh shit.
Bam! I will use a spell slot to cast protection from good and evil on
Okay,
Zelfana.
as you do that, you see that a ghost appears just off to the side, cackles, and disappears.
Missions. That was technically a success, though I don't feel very confident about that success. I'll tell you that for free.
Okay, so
Can I use my hag knowledge to figure out what the frick was that?
which knowledge?
My hag knowledge to figure out what the frick that
Yeah, you
specter
can.
was.
You can.
18.
So you know that the book mentioned that hags in this area like to team up with undead creatures.
Oh yeah. Oh, so that could have been bad.
That could have been very bad.
Oh, that could have. Okay,
Uh-oh.
Did
that could
you,
have been really bad.
Uh-oh.
Anna, did you mean to send that to me or did you mean to send that to Zoe?
No, I sent it to the right person.
Okay.
So y'all wake up in the morning. Some people are tired, some people aren't.
We had a presence visit us last night. How you all feeling?
I'm trying to work that one out.
I seem to be unaffected.
That is good.
I didn't
I'm
suffer
scared
any.
because God just laughed manically.
I figured out why she's laughing, and I'm waiting for the revealing character.
Zell didn't suffer anything from it because
No.
Zell did the spell, right?
Yeah, you literally don't even realize what happened. Like, you have no
Okay,
idea
so
that
do I not realize I was having nightmares or anything?
you weren't having nightmares. Like, you wake up and you're just like, wait, I was shaking in my sleep last night?
Yeah.
Hey, a ghost.
You figured it out.
Of course I
did. Oh, this is
Let
so
me
fun.
ask, Idris.
Oh, okay.
Since you've not chimed in yet, I have a feeling I know what occurred.
1 second, I have to change the thing. I mean, it's not as bad as last time.
Zilk lets out this sigh of, I want to kill something so bad.
So, sorry, what happened? Have I missed something?
Well,
It's not yet revealed.
this hag
No,
works with
I'm not
undead creatures. Somehow the hag knew we were onto her and sent a ghost as a decoy. Some kind of ethereal spirit as a decoy to start messing with Zelthana so I would protect Zelthana. Well, the hag went after Idris.
I mean, it's not as bad as last time. It's only a little tickle this time. I'll be fine.
Nice.
Still sucks though.
Oh, that wasn't meant to be visible, sorry.
I told some of you that I was super proud of this part of the story, so
Yeah.
so
I will admit I was bamboozled. To be fair, I did protect you from something else. Yes! Sorry, I'm so happy that I was... God high five. Well played. It was, I knew that was a thing, and I didn't have a chance to stop it. But I wanted to ask you if I was correct, and I'm so glad to be correct.
It's brilliant.
Very
isn't
cleverly done.
Yes.
It is. And that's, you did it perfectly, and because of who you chose, Zilk wasn't quite quick enough. Wasn't quite quick enough to stop it. Very wisely chosen. But
Sorry, God is just very smug right now. Okay, anyway.
Also, do you think Zilk...
I'm gonna have to go soon.
Do you think
Okay.
Zilk would have put 2 and 2 together and can mention that? Because Zilk did note it.
Zilk knows that they shapeshift.
Well, because Zilk mentioned something in the chat, like Zilk's eye darted to Idris because of something the guard said that Zilk noticed, that Zilk warned them about doing earlier.
So, basically, what Zilk would know at this point is that hags can shapeshift and they work with undead creatures. So you can surmise, but you can't be 100% sure at this point.
I'm not even 100% sure out of character. So Zilk is just going to say my theory in character. I've decided.
Got it.
I believe we have bamboozled so far in 2 ways. Firstly, Idris. I love you, buddy. You've got a heart of gold, but you're an idiot.
What happened this time?
Remember what I mentioned right at the start of the day. Please do not give anyone your name. And that's the guards at the temple. The first thing they asked you was for your name. Can I have your name, they said.
I don't remember.
That is
I did
classic Fae trickery. I do believe that because of that, I couldn't have protected you no matter what. Because once a Fae gets your name, they can make you do one thing, basically. An evil Fae with strong magic can make you do one thing. they could use that one thing to visit you in your sleep regardless of protection.
Note to self: fake names from now on.
That's why I've lived my entire life with a fake name, in fear of these kind of fae that exist. Secondarily, I do believe I was bamboozled by some form of ethereal spirit that tried to possess Zelthana. Because I did expel a spirit. It just was not a hag. It was some form of ghost. So I did still do a good thing. Unfortunately, I was not able to protect from the hag's grasp this night. But I think that ghost leaving with a cut shackle, I'm
Oh,
less...
the ghost is back.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
what? What do you mean the ghost is back?
I think John hit the wrong button.
First 1 second.
Zook's looking at you. What do you mean the ghost is back?
I saw something over Yuzari's shoulder and then it disappeared.
Remember what I said
I
before
didn't see
about
it.
you having a heart of gold but being an idiot. That would have been very important to tell us at the time.
I literally just happened when I said it, and then it disappeared again.
Wait, right now, as we're standing in this room, right now.
Yeah, and it just kind of walks over to roughly where it was and goes, it was stood right here, and then it disappeared.
Alrighty.
There it is again! And it just bolts over to the corner and tries to bear hug it, and just flat out runs into the wall.
Alright, Spirit, you've decided to listen in on me, so I'll give you something to listen in on. Tell your boss we're interested in negotiation, because we have it on a decent authority that she may not be authorized to be here. If she's authorized to be here, I'm willing to cut a deal. If she's unauthorized to be here, I'm also willing to cut a deal. Leave these silly humans alone. They've got enough crap to worry about at the moment.
You hear from right over your shoulder, like, I mean, just barely next to your ear, you hear, "Mistress does not negotiate. Your death is sanctioned." And then just an air, almost like a breeze, just go past.
Y'all, I'm gonna be honest. We might be fricked. Cause, I assume you saw that thing, right?
Perception checks.
Oh,
18!
Actually, let me just
tell you.
let me just do this. It's a DC of 25. So
Holy crap!
Oh.
I got a perception. I got 17, which is good. For
I got a
me.
Great.
19, but
I got
25 would
18.
be impossible for me. The max I can do is 24.
Oh,
yeah, that's
no.
literally impossible for some of us.
So basically,
I mean, I can roll
Would
it.
have to get a nat 20.
Oh, 18.
so basically,
19.
no, everybody heard it because it sounded like it was in everybody's ear, just like yours. Nobody saw anything.
Mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared.